Yes, my people, welcome back to AFTV and welcome back to a special match day live. I want to call it special because we're going to give you live updates on the game, like a Soccer Saturday sort of special here. We're going to give you updates of what's going on for the Arsenal versus Brighton game. It's not being streamed anywhere in the world, which is going to be a big talking topic in this live as is, because that's actually, it's just pissed me off. It's probably going to be the first game that, you know, I won't actually get to properly watch, so that's going to really frustrate me, and we're going to discuss that now.
Stainless steel.
But we'll get silverware. But we're gonna get into that throughout this.
Is this a little in joke from your preview or something?
But then the comments,
Yeah,
it sparked a big debate.
I don't care about the League Cup.
Right.
Cecil called it silverware in the preview, and he's right. It's tongue in cheek, me calling it stainless steel. That's me saying I don't really care. You know, I don't put it with the FA Cup. I don't put it with Europa or the league. It's far from it. And the fact that it's not being broadcast, you know, says a lot. It's not only me that thinks that way.
It doesn't help my fight for the respect I want on the League Cup.
Nah, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Hey ho.
But other managers have started to put respect on it. They're taking every competition serious, and I think Arsenal, with this new mentality, this new team, this new way they've been playing, they should be taking it serious. As much as the broadcasters don't seem to be taking it serious, which does weaken my argument a little bit, but I still think, regardless, and I think Arteta did say in his press conference, he was like, I'm taking it with a competitive team, I'm going to take it quite serious. And you can see that Saliba's in the starting 11. That's surprising.
Should we go through the team?
Let's go through the team. That's the first main talking topic anyway.
Hein gets his debut in goal. Big moment for him. That's fantastic, so well done to him. Cedric, Saliba, Holding and Tierney in the back four. I believe that's Cedric's first start of the season. Didn't start last week or got some minutes in the Premier League. But Vieira, El Neni, Lokonga in midfield. Looks like Nelson and Marquinhos on either flank with Nketiah up front.
It's the exact team I said aside from Saliba.
Who would you gone with instead of Saliba at centre?
Raw Waters.
Waters, yeah.
Oh, who's actually sick. To be fair, he was quality when against Nuremberg. He was sick in pre-season. So I understood that, but I thought you would have went with Gabriel or a Saliba. I was surprised he went with Saliba, but it is what it is. He's in there, and he went with Nelson, which I kind of went with a Martinelli or Saka. I believe Martinelli's on the bench, if I'm correct there.
The bench is strong.
The bench is that's another thing to talk about. There's no academy players on the bench. No. That's one thing I noticed. I was like, wow, whatever change he makes, it's going to be...
That shows the thought process here, though. That, for me, kind of tells me that Arteta, he probably doesn't think... If it's going to go one way or the other, Arteta's probably thinking that he might need the big boys to come on rather than the game's going to be gone from Brighton in the 70th minute and he can bring the youngsters on. For me, that's what that shows.
It feels like a decision that's forced on Arteta, and what I mean by that is I think he wants to go quite big for this. I think he'd like to put out an even stronger side, really, and try and go far in it. I think, when we do the whole Guardiola comparisons, one thing we know is that Guardiola, I guess he always had the squad for it, but he wanted to go deep in every competition. I think he's won this competition 4 years in a row, bar the last season. Mm-hmm. So Arteta might well have a very similar mentality and approach to it, only when you've played this many games. We talked about October having 9 games instead of the usual 5 to 6 games. Then we've got the World Cup coming up. We've got players like Martinelli who are now included in that. We weren't really sure if he was going to go to Brazil. He is. Saliba probably going to play more because of that Varane injury. All these things, and the fact that we've had Chelsea away and Wolves away to end the season, are probably almost forcing him into rotating a little bit more. But as you said, that bench says that he has no intention of going out of this competition. He's doing what he feels he has to for the bigger picture of the season.
I think I agree. You've got to agree with that there. I think 100% he's gone strong and he wants to stay in this competition as much as that fixture schedule in January is mad, and potentially even...
You looked at it now, yeah? I'm glad you looked at it.
I haven't looked at it, I'm just trying to get to the end of this. Have you looked at it?
Yeah, because and obviously there's one in December as well, which I just think it's just long. But
there's definitely one FA Cup fixture in January usually, if not 2.
Yeah, I think it's 2.
There's 3 League Cup fixtures if you get to that round. So already the domestic cups will have 5 fixtures in January without the Premier League.
Wow.
So that's my thought process. A lot of people on that match preview in the comments were like, why rest? It's 2 games to go. It's not about this game for me.
That was my argument, yeah.
It's about the future. That January month, for example, is massive, and we don't have the squad to completely rotate in and that, as you can see today.
Yeah, but that's why I didn't want to. I didn't want to throw the trophy though. I do want to still stay in it, but I must say that schedule it'll be intense, but. Fuck it, we're here now. throw everything at it, man. I think we're doing well.
It's interesting seeing how other teams over the years, teams that we've perhaps aspired to be like, have dealt with these kind of situations. Liverpool, for a long time under Klopp, had a fantastic, again, 15, 16 players, but did they necessarily have the squad? Could they... I know now we talk about, the depth they have at centre-back. For a long time, Matip wasn't seen the way he's seen now. Konate certainly wasn't there before. And I think over time, Liverpool have built a squad that allowed them to go on this quadruple hunt they did last season. But actually, for a long time, till they won that Champions League and Premier League, Liverpool weren't doing it on the domestic front and weren't actually putting out competitive sides to do it. Sides that still knocked Arsenal out, may I say, after that 5-5 draw at Anfield. But they... Klopp saw the bigger picture in terms of where he wanted to really be competitive, and then said, cool, we'll take this now more seriously when we've got the depth to do it. So again, it's kind of interesting looking how other people have done it, but I don't think Arteta's geared towards just, rolling out the academy players and saying, well, it is what it is. I think he really wants to try and get the win tonight.
I do want to just quickly make an announcement to say, listen, guys, we're live, obviously, clearly on YouTube as you guys are watching it. Let us know your comments, because it's going to be watch along with a difference. Like I said, there's going to be plenty of topics to talk about, plenty of banter. There might be things that go left, right. We can be talking about anything today, but we're going to be keeping you updated on what's going on in the game. So make sure you guys get involved in the comments on YouTube and on Twitch. We are live there as well. I've got both screens or 4, 5. It's like a bloody gamer's dreamland right now. I've got phones and screens and everything everywhere. So let us know your thoughts and feelings, and we'll get into that as well.
We'll keep an eye on other scores as well. I mean, Spurs are playing away at Nottingham Forest, and look, the one thing I would say is I always like the idea of Spurs going out of competition. So, I've got some investment in that. City are playing Chelsea. I think whatever competition, I'm always quite intrigued by those kind of fixtures. So, it's a good night of football. And then the draws tomorrow night after Man United Villa.
Is it tomorrow?
I believe so.
I didn't know.
After that game. So
there's no time left in it. It has to be done because the next round is 3 days after the World Cup.
Do you know what shocked me? That Europa League draw, and we were kind of wondering beforehand whether we were going to find out who the winners of the playoffs would be playing, because that's how it normally works. Now these Champions League sides have all this time to prepare for those fixtures. Arsenal won't know who they're playing until I think it's February 24th or something.
Oh, is that the next draw?
I think it's as late as
it
that.
must be after the...
Or mid-February, something like that. For the round of 16.
Yeah.
That surprised me. I thought we'd get... Well, not so... I don't know what I thought. I'll be honest, the league campaign's gone so well, I haven't really given too much thought to it. But it did kind of cross my mind. I wonder why they wouldn't have wanted to just lay out the path a little bit earlier. But
I would have thought that. But
yeah.
Actually, usually, doesn't that tree format come in after the first knockout round?
So I think in the last years they've been doing a quarters and a semi draw at once.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But I thought they'd have given us the playoff and maybe the round of 16, just so right. If Arsenal go through, they're playing one of Barca or Man United.
Because essentially, if we find that towards the end of February, we'll have maybe a couple of weeks max to.
We're
going to be preparing anyway.
No, but look, that matters to. I think coaches more than ever. That matters to them. Preparation time, knowing who they're playing, when they're playing them, all that. It's... I mean, yeah. I don't know. No fuss has been kicked up about it, but I just would have thought that maybe they'd release that a bit earlier. But we know the playoff draws, and Barca got United,
I've literally about to bring that up for you guys. Just run through the teams.
I mean, that's just genius, isn't it? Just one of the two you'd want to avoid. Let them fight it out.
Did you see Flex and him saying it's corrupt and it's all a rig? But when he said it's going to be Barcelona or United, it was the funniest. Listen, really? Flex, it was hilarious. James.
I saw.
He was like, I just know it. It's gonna be Barcelona. It's gonna be Barcelona United. Watch. And then it says it. Everyone gets off their seat and walks. It's so funny.
Someone tweeted that was the 2011 and 2009 Champions League final, Barca versus Man United. Now it's the Europa League playoff.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, we're there with them, so I'm not going to troll too much. But isn't it amazing how things change in football?
It's crazy.
You would never have imagined those two fighting it out, especially in the Europa League playoff. But there we are.
Are you with the same mindset of Robbie? I mean, you're not always alongside Robbie. You don't always retweet. Yeah, you don't always retweet what he thinks, but he's always saying it's a disaster that they let teams drop out of the Champions League. They should be, once they're out, they should be out, and then allow them to, then the losers get another opportunity to win a trophy. Do you think it's unjust?
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, there's two answers to this. The first one, is it unfair? Of course it's unfair. Yeah. You're in that competition. It's like if you're 15th, you know, halfway through the Premier League season, you get to drop down to the Championship to try and win that. Like, it's not like the point is, you know, your job was to finish in the top 2 to progress, and you didn't, so you're out. However, the Europa League is a far, far better, more engrossing, entertaining competition because of those Champions League sides that drop into it. Yeah. It just is better. And if Arsenal win it this year, I will have a far greater deal of satisfaction because of who would have had to have beaten to get to it, or who didn't make it, you know, at our expense. So there are 2 answers to that, I'm afraid.
Well, do you think it's changing in Turkish in the sense that, like, you know, we talk about this cup being stainless steel or silverware. Europa League always got looked at like, oh, whatever, it's not the Champions League. Do you think that, for me, it's changing, but for you, do you still feel like, because the Europa League to me is a solid silverware, or are you still thinking, you know what, it's not really what I want to be winning, I want the Champions League?
No, because I think in Europe, you've always had the kind of 2-format system, and it's always kind of worked quite well, even growing up. I remember watching UEFA Cup, was it UEFA Cup on Channel 5? I remember Chelsea were deep in the snow them times, Torre, Andre, Flo, and this is probably just before your time, but UEFA Cup, Channel 5, there was still something about it. And the carrot at the end now is Champions League football. The carrot at the end of the League Cup might as well be a carrot. Yeah, you get a trophy, but it's different to the Europa League.
I can't believe how much you disrespect this cup. It's actually mad.
You actually hate this cup.
He does. Might as well be.
No, like I said, I used to enjoy it when it was a chance to see the youngsters. When Wenger used to use it to bleed through the youngsters. Oh, that's when I enjoyed it. Look. All this noise about Pep goes strong. He's got Ortega in goal. He's got a 17-year-old right back. He's got Gomez at left back. He's got Palmer in there. He's got Alvarez up top. There's no De Bruyne. There's no Haaland. So, and this is against Chelsea. It's, you know, we tend to say he got strong.
Have Chelsea gone strong?
That's because Mick Arteta shook him in the Premier League.
So you're saying he's going for the League Cup?
That's what's happened. He's finally feeling, he's sweating a bit.
We got the carrots in the chat.
The carrots in the chat.
Pippa actually said that on the overlap. Actually, she was there with Gary Neville and Robbie. She said the same thing, that she reckons Arteta's got Pep sweating a little bit. Gary said no, but I disagree. I think he's got him not sweating, but just looking over his shoulder a little bit and thinking, okay. I say looking over his shoulder, we're ahead, looking well ahead of him.
How funny would it be if we actually pushed him all the way, and he would be sweating in the sense that when we made the signings with Zinchenko and Jesus, everyone was like, that's how good Pep is. He's selling off his talent. Sterling's gone, Jesus is gone, Zinchenko's gone, and they're still going to win the league. If we push them all the way, I bet he'll be thinking, shit, I might have messed up here. Well, that would be amazing.
I mean, you know, whether he goes on to regret those kind of things when the money's gone towards a Haaland and Alvarez, all that, it'll probably be all right. But what I think is quite interesting from the Arsenal perspective is Zinchenko talking about wanting to change the mentality.
You saw that,
Jesus definitely. Well, Jesus definitely has just on the field. I think Zinchenko has. I don't know. We were at Stamford Bridge, and I go back to what Matisse said, that Arsenal bullied Chelsea at the Bridge, and like my childhood was me and Arsenal getting bullied by Chelsea and Chelsea fans. Like, it was just, they were just better than you on the ball. They were better, maybe not necessarily on the ball, they're better than you physically, mentally, all that. And for Arsenal to go to Stamford Bridge and did what they did, yeah, that was total domination. I've seen a lot of fan channels and people saying that that's the most impressive performance we've had at the Bridge, or that it's the most impressive performance of the season. I put that up there. I said that in my player ratings. I think it was. Anyway, I've gone massively off topic, but
that's what it's about. That's what today's about, man.
Yeah, this is just chat. Send in your topics, guys. Anything you want us to chat about?
We got some super chats we'll get to in a second. The game would have kicked off. That's one thing, you know, as a host, I should have really been making you aware of that. Forgive me. But let me just go.
Ooh, what a chance.
Don't do flashbacks. Almost forgot. No, I'm joking. Let's not do that. I just want to quickly just read some comments before we go to the super chat. Comments from Twitch. Big up everyone. I love the community on Twitch as well, because you guys are all debating in the chat there. And obviously it's the same on YouTube, but Twitch's community has been built. Big up to the people, myself and people that get involved and Turkish on the Twitch and do the FIFA. We've got some things here. 730 Black Mage says, listening along, guys, while working. Thanks for setting this up, even though there's no broadcast. No problem. This is what this is about. Keeping everyone updated, and we'll keep you updated as soon as everything happens. And someone said, Wagwan. Hello, all you Arsenal fans, said Tomo. And then people are just asking, nice to meet you, and what's your score saying? And people, 730 Black Mage says, maybe a 2-1 Arsenal. I didn't check Brighton's lineup, nor did I actually. Can we get that in a second? Brighton's lineup, see how strong they've gone.
I've got it here if you want it.
But I'm assuming rotating much less than we are. How about you?
Steele in goals, that's their backup. Veltman, Colwill, who we know is very highly rated player from Chelsea. Duncan, Lamptey. Caicedo, Gilmore, another Chelsea youngster, but he moved permanently. I think Colwill. Is he permanent or on loan? I think it's a loan. Sarmiento, Enciso, March, and Welbeck. Welbeck back at the Emirates, a former Arsenal legend returning to the carpet.
Rotated more than I thought they would.
Yeah.
That's still quite a strong side.
So who have they not got? They've not got
on the bench and that?
There's no McAllister on the bench. There's no Trossard on the bench.
Okay, Gross
is
on the bench.
Injury force? There's no who?
Gross is on the bench.
Oh.
Gross is. But who did I say?
No, you said Trossard and...
Oh, McAllister, yeah.
Here it says they're not missing due to injury, so it just must be a case of just take the night off.
Wow. Mitoma on the bench, so he's a good player. He's made a good start. But yeah, all right, we'll keep an eye. 2 minutes in. All pretty level so far.
I'm trying to find instant updates. I really am.
50-50 possession.
Yeah, I'm on that now.
But yeah, as we said, send in your talking topics. I think this is a good chance for us to touch base on quite a lot of things. One of them, while I see people sort of saying, you know, that there's no broadcast around the world of this game, I'm just going to say it now. I think, I'm telling to lead judges, I'm going to say it now. Yeah. It's a disgrace. In 2022, we don't have broadcast to certain games. That certain games aren't live to fans around the world. Globalization, the world is more connected than ever before. You've got people in Australia who are up wanting to watch the Arsenal. You've got people getting up early to watch the Arsenal, whatever it might be around the world. And also people who just have their like day-to-day lives and their jobs, and like football's such a big part of their lives. And they want us to take a competition like this seriously. I think we should probably go into that debate a little bit later. But you know, they're just sort of denying you that, and there's no real good reason. Arsenal have their own technology, their own broadcast, their own production. There'll be a highlights reel that comes out on their website.
Yep.
Show us it. Like, I don't
assume
get it.
They're restricted by the TV
sure.
stations.
And I want to make it clear, I'm not actually putting that on Arsenal. But they've got the infrastructure, so the powers that be work with them. I think during the pandemic, do you remember they played the Carabao Cup games really early when they came back for... They played them really, kind of got them out of the way, opposite to this, where we kind of pushed them to later. And you could pay, I think, a couple quid to watch it on the EFL website. But that was something. Like, I'm not saying that's necessarily right, but I just think for there to be no platform or ability for fans to watch this game and the 3 o'clock games, for example, I think it's just a real shame, you know.
I love these started. It was a disgrace. Sound like Tyre, but you're right. We're gonna have to get
lead judges a bit of Tyre.
A bit of Tyre. Look, you're proper influenced by AFT. Said you started with lead judges and then you started with Tyre. This is a disgrace. I was like James is really influenced by the AFT personalities here. But we're gonna get into that straight off.
Well, you know how it's going, people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plenty of references.
I like the way you put that in.
I'll drop throughout the show.
And how Robbie started the overlap with welcome to like.
If he had started with how's it going, people,
that would have been.
I've thrown my table up in the air and just.
I wish he did. Next time, I'm gonna tell him.
Yeah, do that. That would be hilarious. How's it going? If he does that, that's iconic. Just gonna go to super chats here on YouTube. Diallo says, "Let me help you, James. Arsenal can't face a group winner or Manchester United, so they are almost certainly going to get a Champions League dropout. Narrower possibilities."
Yeah. I guess there's something that, you know what, I'll look into it as we go along, and then we'll look at the options, we'll look at the likelihood of the Champions League teams against the runners up in the group and who might go through, and we'll kind of
we'll debate and discuss. I think that's
what was worth a little update from the game. 3 shots for Brighton, 76% possession. So
jeez Louise,
we started well.
7 minutes gone, 3 shots.
No shots from us at all.
So,
wow, that's not okay. Let me go to Abhijit. Says, throwback to invincible days in India. I used to check scores online whenever their cricket match at the same time. We are winning the league. Yeah, doing this, like you said, doing this is, it's all well and good doing updates throughout, but it's a disgrace, you know, that they're not actually letting us watch it anywhere in the world. Not even just us in the UK. Anywhere is outrageous.
Fans pay a lot of money to have the platforms that they have. Like, think of what your average, not even your average person, just anyone can pay up to, however much for everything. That includes your broadcast packages, whatever, your streaming services like Netflix, Prime has had football, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Or or they watch the highlights when they come out, or some things are on Freeview, the odd BBC ITV game, whatever it might be. But fans spend a lot of money, even the non-match going fans, just to stay in touch with their clubs.
Facts.
And it's one thing. It's one thing charging that amount, and it's another thing it just not being accessible at all. I don't know why we're making it so hard for fans. It goes back to the whole, funnily enough, Brighton. It goes back to the Brighton game on New Year's Eve, that they've made a 5:30 kickoff.
Yeah.
There was no thought for fans.
And
I appreciate that some good arguments have been made, on other media platforms I've seen about, broadcasters pay a lot of money to have these games, and so ultimately, if we want this amount of money in the Premier League, or we want our teams to be able to spend a lot of money for players, ooh, nice effort there. Got another game in the background.
Yeah, can we get a different game on the background? So, this one.
I understand that you can't have it both ways, right? These broadcasters spend a lot of money, and that is what's helping the Premier League attract so many great players and all that. But come on, just every now and again, just think a little bit about the fans. I remember when Everton away and Man United away, weren't they Thursday and Monday night games?
Yeah.
Back to back in the Premier League. Sorry, it was Man United first, the Thursday night, and Everton on the Monday night. I mean, come on.
Even the Newcastle game this season against Arsenal, I know we're home, which is a blessing. 3rd of January, for them to come down, I know it's in the new year, but that's outrageous as well. 3rd of January, 8 o'clock. That's just so you know. I think that's midweek.
I think there's
games.
That's
a Tuesday night.
There's games on the 1st of January, 2nd of January, 3rd of January, 4th of January, 5th of January, 6th of January.
What's the F is going on?
Listen, I'm all for lots of football, but just
have some consideration.
I'm not even saying don't play a game on New Year's. I was talking to my mum. She was saying, I look forward to that Brighton game. I get to watch it and then go out with my friends. I'm like, yeah, I don't, Mum.
Yeah, thanks.
No, listen, I love what I do. I'm not taking it for granted for 1 second. But what I am saying is there are people who are going to be going to that Brighton game who have been now presented with a choice. Would you like to go to the Brighton game and follow the club you love? Then that's what you do. That's what you dedicate a lot of your life to. Or do you want to be with your family at New Year's? Now, that's not the choice everyone has to make. But that's a choice that some people are now being forced to make. And I don't think that's right.
Yeah,
people say, well, it finishes by 7:30 so you can get back. Okay, so now you're restricting everyone. You're restricted to a group of people who are able to get to Brighton and get home in good time for whatever plans that they have set after. So you're limiting everyone else who has to travel that bit further.
Yeah, and you're nowhere near the station in the Brighton the Amex. You're nowhere near a train station.
This is a good point from Michael.
That's a pain. And driving out, just quickly, driving out of the Amex is an absolute ball ache. There's queues and queues. You're not gonna. My New Year's is ruined for that reason.
This is a good point from Michael. He says, I blame all this on Mopai. He's spot on.
It is his fault. Effie Millie with a super chat says, how comes I can't watch the match? We're all in the same boat here, people. We aren't watching it either. Unless you can call someone in the stadium to do a live stream.
Blackburn 1-0 up at West Ham. This is why they call it the Cup of Dreams, because Blackburn are 1-0 up at West Ham. Live reaction Turkish.
Hey, Premier League winners, isn't it? They're one of the clubs that have won the Premier League, no?
Yeah, they've got the same amount of Premier League titles as Liverpool.
Yeah. Actually, no, was it? Did they win the Premier League?
I think it was the Premier League.
Yeah, I used to have a sticker book, and I think it was because I used to have a sticker book.
Was it 90?
Good player back in there.
Was it Premier League 93 the first year?
92, 93,
91, 92, or was it 92?
Yeah, 91, 92.
I'm convinced. Guys, let us know in the comment section.
We are going to get to some more topics. Let us know topics you want to discuss as well, guys, on YouTube. We got here, FRM says, I literally pay over $70 monthly for 4 different platforms to keep up with Arsenal games. Man, it's too much out here for a US fan. And that's what you're saying. It's true. People will spend so much on subscriptions, and we can't watch the team play that we love. It's a joke, absolute joke.
It's not often he makes good points, but I think Simon Jordan once said on TalkSport that football will eventually go into some Netflix type of subscription service where you can subscribe to your team. And
what did you just say?
Where you can subscribe
OTT,
to your team.
That's what it's called. Before I worked here, I worked at a place that kind of they specialised they had expertise in kind of the digital world of sport, and I did a lot of kind of learning about OTT, and it was really interesting. Like this idea of streaming services taking over, and you could have a Premflix, a Premier League Netflix. Now, there's a lot of reasons why that might not happen.
The only reason that won't happen is because of greed from the broadcasters in this country, and maybe the government siding with them and not allowing it to happen. That's the only reason it won't happen.
Well, also, just because you can stream something doesn't mean you're necessarily the best place to. Like, what I mean is, think of the infrastructure that, you know, Sky, BT and other broadcasters have to, like when we're watching live games, we're watching it live, like it's as close to real time as possible. Streams, there's always a degree of lag, for example, it's more internet dependent, but also production, it's, you know, these people, broadcasters have mastered their punditry, their coverage, their everything. So
Amazon Prime have done well with it though.
yeah, no, it's true.
And the services they have as well is quite...
It's mad, and the pundits they have and everything. And I remember that I was going to get a lot of criticism when they first were looking at doing that and making people pay for it to watch their games, and they move them over to that. But yeah, you're right. They've done all right since they've come in.
Because it was just another one. It's like you've just taken a little chunk and then said, here, you can have that one and just give us this. And you know, what's stopping them from doing it again with another couple of weeks in the season next year or the year after that to somebody else, like a DAZN or something like that. So it's all greed, and it should be packaged up. If you're an Arsenal fan, you should be able to subscribe to Arsenal, and if you want to subscribe
you know
to
that's Super League
so
talk, though. You know that, isn't it?
Not really.
Because I think that's what they wanted to do, wouldn't they? They wanted to kind of own the rights themselves as a club. Apart from obviously going into a league, that's what that's what it was going to go to. If they went into that league, it'll go to, we'll have our own rights. Would you be on course with that then? Because they keep all the money, basically. The clubs will keep all the TV rights money.
Well, I'd rather my money go to the club, as long as the club are using it well, than to the broadcaster that will probably take a chunk and then give a chunk to the club. Like, if it goes direct to the club will benefit more off it.
Yeah.
But it needs to be sorted out.
There's one yellow card to Casado, sorry for Brighton. Okay. I had to get that in there.
I'm going to take some comments really quickly. Hazrin's got an update from the game. Takuma Asano has scored. Fair enough.
Is it?
Oh, it was went over my head. You know what I'm saying?
You guys remember Takuma?
Yeah, I remember him.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, I was baffed then. I went well over my head. I was like, what?
I thought, who's he playing for now?
No idea.
Still 3 shots though. No shots for us. This is worrying. But anyway, it is what it is.
Oji Diegu says James worked in a pub changing the Sky Sports channel. I did used to work in a pub, but they didn't have Sky. Yeah, so I used to try and book 2 hours off lunch so I could watch the Arsenal games.
Do you know how expensive it is to
joke?
Yeah, to watch, like for a pub to have the rights to show a game is a joke.
Yeah.
When Robbie told me, I said, what?
Beefy Trevor's asked, to liven things up, can James sing a little song for us all? Well,
take it away, initiation.
No, it's been here 2 years. Put some songs in the comments, and if I know it, I might give you a little rendition.
Take off. R.I.P.
R.I.P. No, that hurts. Yeah, I'm a terrible singer.
Same, to be fair. Turkish?
Can you sing Turkish? No.
Even if I could sing, this is not a fucking...
Anything like Grizz on Big Six?
This is not karaoke time.
No?
I would pay to see Turkish. Sing some Christina Aguilera.
Allow me.
Hey, what are the spots for karaoke places? There's Lucky Voice, I think that's in Brighton. What's the one in London? There's quite a few in London as well. We should go to a karaoke night. I hate singing, but that'd be funny to see. You, Robbie, Ty would love it. Ty loves a sing song. Yeah, so I might have to add to the Christmas party.
How about we do crystal maze or escape rooms? How about we do something nice?
Yeah, I'd enjoy that. The last time you went to the Halloween thing, it was very just...
Even that, I just went to see if they could scare me, and obviously they didn't, so...
Should we do like an I'm a Celebrity style, I don't know, something that involves insects? I mean, I'd hate it, but I'd go to watch him.
I'll do that. I'd go to watch him as well.
He was pointing at you.
Oh, me?
I was pointing at you.
Yeah. Oh, depends where. Where do we? They don't do I'm a Celeb. They should do that. That's a good idea. Hey,
Richard wants me to do Anaconda by Nicki Minaj. You are having a laugh. Absolutely not.
That'd be so good. Big up. The stats are on the screen as well, guys. So you can keep up to date with the game as well. Obviously, 4 shots now to none on target to Brighton. They still are winning it when it comes to percent.
We haven't had a single shot.
No.
This is going well.
Bring on Gabriel Jesus.
Ryan said, James, hit him up, 2-pack. You know how that one starts?
No, I don't. Actually,
I'd love to hear you actually say the intro of that.
Baby Shark, man.
I'd actually love to hear you say, and it's not even the singing bit. The intro is just him talking about, yeah. Oh. If you know, you know.
Someone said Versace Migos. I love that song, but I don't really know the lyrics.
Run it. Mr_Nova says, game audio commentary is live on BBC Radio Sussex. Obviously, we can't listen to radio here because we are live and you'll be able to hear it in the mic. So, yeah.
We've got the City game on in the background as well.
Has it kicked off now? Oh, yeah. Someone said, let me just check something on that, actually, because someone said Amari Hutchison in
Did you do these super chats?
No, I haven't.
All right, let me look at what the super chats are saying while you
big up everyone sending in the super chats.
I'm sure we had one above
the
here.
song suggestions are killing me.
Here we are. Hunter says, special shout out to Martinelli. We went from possibly signing a veteran instead of starting him to now he has solidified his spot for Arsenal and going to a World Cup. So my favourite Arsenal player.
I'm really happy for him.
He's a lot of fans' favourite Arsenal player.
He is. Does he play a lot in the World Cup, do you think?
Probably not.
I think it's
because that side that he's on is, what is it, Vinicius, Neymar?
I've got it here. I've got so many screenshots of stuff.
It's tough. But the experience for him will be great.
Let me run through it. The Brazil team: Alisson, Edison, bloody hell. Oh, no. Weverton, Danilo.
Well, to be fair, that won't be an issue, the goalkeeper situation, because as Jordan mentioned, Edison just chuck him in midfield.
You can put him in midfield. Put him left back inverted.
Yeah, inverted left back. Let his left foot just do the talking.
Great on the ball, by the way. But Danilo, Dani Alves, man, he's still go on, Dani Alves. Alexandro, Alex Telles, Thiago Silva, by the way, against us.
He was good.
Oh, my days.
I think poor on the goal, actually, when I looked back at it. Him and Havertz. Everyone was talking about Cucurella.
That was hilarious, though.
Do you know the Cucurella thing? Yeah?
I actually get it, by the way. Sorry. What? I get what he's doing. Yes. I get it. Because when you're at a corner at a club and they're like, this is your man, do not let him score. I understand him thinking, he ain't gonna score. That's my man. He ain't gonna score. Yes, it looks stupid, but his man didn't score.
I have a feeling.
But he was in a position to stop us scoring.
Do you think he was?
I don't think, yeah, because you don't see him do it. You wouldn't see him. I don't know.
Even if he flicked the leg at it, it could have gone over the bar. It could have gone in the own goal. It could have. But
I think that's why he didn't touch it.
The fact that he just carried on hugging Xhaka rather than being.
Do you know? I actually think Havertz and Thiago Silva.
Of course, this guy would love it in the box. He just holding a man like this.
I just get that because obviously, yeah, you can't let your man score. I understand that logic, and that's what he's probably going through his head. But yeah,
I know. I'm not saying Cucurella's done well. He's not done well, but Thiago Silva maybe he's running backwards. There's not a lot he can do, but I think between Thiago Silva and Havertz, they should do better at the front post and deal with it. Cucurella, he's worried about stopping Xhaka getting to the ball.
Yep.
And in fairness, he kind of does that ish. And then there's no one about. Listen, it's all a bit of a mess, isn't it? Why do we care? But
no, it's something to discuss. Obviously, that was the game that we played against them, and I'm with you. I know that he got a lot of stick for him holding. It was Xhaka, wasn't it? Holding him in the box, but I'm with you on that one. Let me
update, guys. We've had a shot.
We had a shot.
We've had a shot.
Yes.
I know.
Congrats. Is it on target?
Man said congrats.
Quadruple income.
No, it's not on target either. Quickly,
it's not on target.
I know there's more super chats coming in, but Marquinhos, obviously in the Brazil side, my brother, Eder Militao, my doppelganger. Brema, is that how you say it? Brema? Casemiro, Fabinho, Bruno Guimaraes.
We scored.
We scored.
I think so. So Flash scores telling me we've scored.
Oh, I heard it's Eddie as well.
Someone said Eddie, yeah. Everyone said 1-0, Eddie.
So what, we had hardly any possession. Eddie. Wait,
okay, well, yes, it's come through.
Though. Sorry.
Oh, well done.
Production, don't clip our goal reactions. I know they always do that, but please don't do that for this one.
Yay.
He has scored.
I want to win. I'm not like Turkish.
Yeah,
I care about this.
Listen, I'd want to win it, but I just don't want it to be a hindrance in January. So it's all good and well yaying now, but in January, if we get a couple injuries, I want to hear you yay then.
Scalacci Screamer says God, he was bad.
We've got Bruno Guimaraes, Fred. So I'm still going for his team. Paqueta, Ribera.
Reece Nelson assist as well, by the way.
Big up. Neymar, Vinicius. Oh, they got a good. By the way, Brazil for me to win the World Cup.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Argentina.
So am I.
Oh, is that what you're
going? Argentina?
Yeah, more want than.
Yeah, I want them to win it as well.
I want them to win.
You want them to win?
Messi.
Why?
Man.
What? Just
man. That's the greatest footballer of
Messi
all time.
over Ronaldo, yeah? Is that what you're on?
For what it's worth,
I'm with Messi.
Forest have had 4 shots, Spurs none.
Yeah, but that kind of happened with us, bro.
Well, it just means
convert
Spurs
one.
are winning 1-0, doesn't it? But yeah, just keeping an eye on all that as well.
Man, Brazil got a solid team.
They've gone strong. Spurs. Have you seen their team?
No.
Forster, Sanchez, Dyer, Longley, Sessegnon, Højbjerg, Basuma, Skip, Doherty, Perisic, Kane.
Yeah, they've gone strong.
We're missing some super chats as well because a few of them have got lost. Chris, I know you've just put in topic 2 here. I did see your first super chat topic 1, but it's gone.
Oh, topic 1.
We're too slow with it.
Sorry, we're slow. That's hardly my fault. If we can get the super chat that we've missed on the screen, that'd be great as well. We can read that out for you guys. Anil says illegal streams are shown AFTV match live. That's definitely not the case. We are.
You would be surprised.
Chris P says topic 2: thoughts on Neto's comments on Martinelli inclusion to Brazil's World Cup squad. Neto is proper salty.
What did he say?
I don't know.
Who?
Neto.
Neto is proper salty.
Pedro Neto.
I don't know. Let's see.
Goalkeeper Neto.
Neto Martinelli.
I don't know. We're gonna find out in a second.
Nobody knows who he is the quote that's the headline
What?
on this. Speaking during the program on TV Bandeirantes, as quoted by ESPN Brazil, Neto made it clear he felt Gabriel Barbosa should have been called up instead of Martinelli, and I quote, "This is a shame, a joke. I feel ashamed, not because of Alves' story. What is Martinelli's story? 33 career goals. This is a shame, a lack of respect for football." This guy should shut the fuck up.
Who is Neto?
I don't give a fuck.
I don't know if he's some. I don't know if he's like a legend that I don't know about or whatever. I certainly never watched him play, but Martinelli deserves his spot. Absolutely deserves his spot.
And I remember, like, I was interested in Barbosa a good few years ago as a young prospect.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he came Europe, and did he come Europe? It didn't work out.
Let's get his trajectory.
I'm pretty sure he
up.
came Europe. It didn't work out.
I think he was at Inter Milan for
this
a bit.
Neto guy might be his uncle or something. The way he's talking, I don't know, man. But he should shut the hell up anyway.
I mean,
What about saying 33 career goals like Martinelli's 29 or something?
Yeah, that's true.
Is he alright?
He's young and
He's 21. That's actually quite a good return for a 21-year-old.
Yeah, and if you're going to pick anyone like Richarlison, if anything, over Martinelli deserves a place over him anyway. So if you're going to go to anyone,
Richarlison's done his thing for Brazil, to be fair.
Yeah, but come on, bro, Martin, that's outrageous.
I will say it's a disgrace if Jesus doesn't start, but everything I read on my timeline is that Tite's got his favourite. So
these super chats are flying in. Big up everyone. If we, like I said, the production, if we get someone on the screen. Hunt says Martinelli could play in game 3 of the group stage, and we've got some more. They are flying in. Big up everyone.
Benfica, Santos, Inter Milan. Well, Santos obviously is in Brazil, but Benfica and Inter Milan. But Santos is
And
where
what
I
did he
first
do? A
heard
year
it.
at each club or something? Because he's still young, Barbosa, I'm sure.
I think you are right. He played.
This Neto guy, man, what's he on?
Yeah, it's not showing the right clubs.
Someone says I didn't see Eddie score, so it doesn't count. Dylan XD says with super chat, if anyone asks and Nketiah's goal was a bicycle from 40 yards out, they can't prove us wrong. Understood? I love them. I heard it was a mad screamer, to be fair.
Can I say he made 10 appearances for Inter Milan and 5 for Benfica, so what does that tell you?
My inner Turkish says, big up Turkish, loved it when you mentioned old Turkish and Forever Arsenal talking about the owners and the January window. That's their only chance to draw a smile in my face and unleash my inner Cecil.
Jeez.
Love my guy, come on.
Jeez, that inner Cecil's coming out from Turkish as well very soon, I'm sure. Darts around the stadium and all them things there. Soon come. But big up my inner Turkish as well. That name kills me. There was another one, it was Scared Cecil as well. Some of the
James, Sky Sports
James.
There's that's there.
Big up everyone that makes these accounts. Armin says AFTV, how are you watching the game?
We're not.
We're in imagination, No, we're not. We're
just here for pure vibes.
We're here for vibes, updates. We're giving you live updates throughout the game. The stats will be on the screen throughout as well.
Oh, JD there as well. I just see him.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, big him up, man.
Big him up, man. Big up JD on Sky Sports News. He's on.
What game was he covering there?
That was Southampton versus Sheffield Wednesday.
He's part of that Murky FC stuff as well. He's chatted so much about that, but yeah, it's a good look. Big up Stormzy every time. Sir Rondog 97 says it's funny that Chelsea have spent instead of spelt all that dough recently, and their best players are Mount free, James free, and Thiago Silva free.
I don't know whether to believe. A lot of the chat saying a penalty to Brighton. It's a good few of them saying it. So
hold on.
Is there any updates?
They might be listening because they might be listening.
Yeah, they might be listening
right.
to it.
State First has just said 2-0 Welbeck own goals.
Yeah, I saw that one. But
So-
look, Elijah again.
Well, my comments are really late. so
Nicholas
maybe-
Penn,
a
Coro
few people
Penn,
were saying it.
Reggie Penn.
Oh,
Yellow
yellow
card
card for
for
Hine. So
Hine,
it looks like
yeah,
Hine
seen
gave
that.
it away.
Wow.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay.
Mohamed El-Nain's also picked up a yellow card as well.
Okay.
Man City shot just wide there against Chelsea.
Very close. Amari Hudson is on the bench. That's so people that are saying in the chat. Yeah, big up. Obviously ex-Arsenal player.
Who gives a shit about him as well, man? He left us. He's at Chelsea now. It doesn't matter anymore.
He was a cool guy.
Okay, how cool he is, bruv. I got enough friends. I don't need cool guys.
But no, you're right. He did leave us. He was frustrated as well. He wasn't playing. Didn't get any.
Yeah, well, Reece Nelson's got 2 goals, and what does Amari Hutchinson have to his name this season? He would have got some chances, but he didn't want to wait. So
yeah, I think him.
pot a ball it is.
Yeah, fair.
Potter's a decent.
Oh,
Potter's a
here we
decent.
go.
Are they
So
showing a
Oh,
highlight?
showing it.
Okay.
Is that offside?
So this is where Hine.
Oh, he slipped.
Oh, he slipped. What was he
Oh,
doing?
He
brought
slipped,
down
but
Welbeck.
they cut us open there as well. Shouldn't be.
Yeah.
He was.
So Danny Welbeck running in behind there. Hine looked like he slipped twice. Or he slipped once. 1-1.
It's 1-1.
Yeah.
They've scored it. Okay, that's.
Penalty goal from Danny Welbeck.
Show that again, man. What's wrong with you lot?
Oh, here we
Danny
go. Here's a
Welbeck.
penalty. Danny Welbeck stepping up, and he goes to the right bottom corner. Goes right. High
All
went
right,
the opposite way.
1-1.
High went the opposite way.
I've got to say, you know, good to see Holding and I don't know who the other players were
Salima.
going around Hine to give him, you know, show him some love and support. But that is really poor.
It is.
That's really poor
is.
goalkeeping.
But it was poor defending in the first place. To be cut open like that and then 1-on-1 with a keeper that's starting his first game.
It is, but
I'm not absolving him. It is poor from him as well. But that's why I wanted to see it again to understand how one ball cut us open like that.
yeah. Anyway,
It is what
1-1.
it is. 1-1.
that is
1-1 in the all famous League Cup, the biggest trophy there is this season.
Well, look, you know, everything up
Look at that
till
look.
everything up till now, you know, has been a good kind of pre-season warm-up for the real competition now.
100%. The real competition, the League Cup.
Do you never know when I'm joking, Cecil? Or?
No, I know you're banning.
Yeah, okay.
I know you're banning. I'm just I'm playing along
He
with
said
it.
you never know when I'm joking.
I know when you're joking. I'm with you, bro.
good.
Don't worry. We're trying to get Turkish to come on side and believe that this is a big trophy. Whether he will or not is another question. Andrew with a super chat says, if we win the Carabao Cup, then Turkish has to do whoa.
What?
A nudie run around the
Why is
Emirates.
people always wanting me to do shit, bruv? Nudie run,
Nudie run.
take off your hat, shave your beard. Like, what's
Bruv,
what
do
is
you know how
this,
long I
bruv?
haven't heard of a nudie run, bruv? Do you know how that is mad?
All I want to do is talk about football, go home and look after my son. That's it. What's a nudie run about and all of this stuff?
Don't lie that you don't do that on the weekends, bro. Don't try to
In the chat, alright, production,
Oh,
can we
I know,
put a
good.
poll up,
No,
yeah?
do not put the poll
Who
up
is
for this
most
guy.
likely in this room to do a nudie run? And
James.
put Turkish James and Cecil in
What am I
the
in this
poll. Just so, you know, inclusion.
No, don't worry. So we're gonna go to the next super chat. Abdullah says,
Because you know you'll win it'll be a landslide, 98%.
I just said, I haven't heard that in time. Look at them on the screen. They're thinking, what the fuck is going on?
Don't worry, I'm joking.
Abdullah says with super chat, Bet365 has the best live updates after the 1-1 after the penalty. We're gonna just quickly as well. I do want to discuss the January who Arsenal should pick up, who they should look to strengthen. I know we discussed it already on one of the lives that we did very recently. But who's the Brazilian? Who was I speaking to? Was I speaking to you? No, I was speaking to you. There's a Brazilian 16-year-old. He's linked with like Chelsea and Liverpool at the moment. I don't know why we're not linked with him, but he seems. What's his name? People, I'm sure.
Someone in the
Be
chat
able to
will say
remind
it.
me. He's linked to Chelsea and I think Liverpool. Young 16-year-old Brazilian. It's not. I know it's not Delino, but everyone keeps talking about him. But there's another one.
Search that quickly. And while you do, we got the, I don't want to miss this one because Chris has put it back in. Chris, apologies for missing the first one. Appreciate you
sorry.
putting it back. He said the first topic, do you think allocating a Champions League spot and a Europa League spot, do you think allocating a Champions League spot and a Europa League spot to the FA Cup and this cup respectively, so Champions League for FA Cup and a Europa League spot for the League Cup instead of league spots would increase the integrity of the cups and competitiveness of the league itself? I agree, but you know what happens? What tends to happen is, let's say the winner of the FA Cup is in top 4, it goes to the loser of the FA Cup, doesn't it? Or will it then go to the 5th place? Well, from next year's 5 teams anyway. It's a bit, rather than it go, okay, I agree, for the FA Cup winner, if they're not in the top 4, I agree, but then if they are in the top 4, I think it shouldn't go to the loser, it should go to the next place team in the league, because 38 games shows more than a cup does.
Yeah, but my thing is, I'm actually really on board with that idea, but it's somewhere in the middle. I don't think you can just say, okay, how do I explain it? So obviously, if you win the Premier League, you're in. I think if you come second, you're in the Champions League. Then I think it should go maybe top 3, and then that 4th is the FA Cup winner, something like that.
That's changing to 5 next year, so maybe you mean 5th is the FA Cup winner now.
But I definitely think there's something to that, and the reason being is, the way I do is, if the winner of the FA Cup has already qualified via the league, then I think it goes to the next best placed finish in the Premier League. So then it goes to 4th place, let's say, something like that. Because I do think, it's called the Champions League. You want as many actual winners and champions in as possible, really. You know, if it's to kind of live up to its name and what it's meant to be, it's meant to be a competition that awards winning.
Yeah.
And that's what winning FA Cup and Carabao Cups is. Whether we differ on how important the Carabao Cup is, the point is it's silverware. It's on the list of honours that were read out when Sir Alex Ferguson retired. It's one that Mourinho and Guardiola have taken great pride in. It's something that I think you could add more weight to it by adding a degree of European kind of involvement or something like that. Is it too far to say winner of the Carabao Cup gets a Champions League spot as well? I mean,
mate, don't do that.
Yeah, no, I don't see. Go on, run with it, James.
Why not? I mean,
because I swear, ain't we the only country with 2 domestic cups?
Yeah, I mean, in that situation, you probably couldn't do it. In which case, get rid of it. I don't know. But I think there's something in that idea. I kind of think the general schedule needs a shake-up. What are you two?
It's not often Dave makes me laugh, but Dave said, shave your beard, stick it on your groin, and do a nude run. Dave.
The chat is on fire. Scared Cecil says, you summoned me?
That's wild.
And why is expression voice noting me?
And Dens and Renz as well, yeah? Big up. We're going to listen to the World Cup. Hopefully can bring you guys back in. I want you back in the studio for the World Cup if you're about. I see people saying Cecil most likely. Dens and Renz said Defo Cecil. He'll do a splits too, lol. You lot are taking the piss. But hold tight the gang. This chat is crazy.
Someone goes,
there's no way. Robbie Defstairs here as well. Have you got the super?
No, but
let me read Don Robbie Defstairs says, if we win the Prem, I want to see a 4K clip of Turkish twerking to a cardboard cutout of the Cronkies. I want slow motion and everything. What is going on with you lot? But I love it.
What does he want? What's the thing? If he does what?
If Arsenal win the Premier League, I need a 4K clip of Turkish twerking to a cardboard cutout of the Cronkies. He's agreeing. Can you tell? He's agreeing. He's agreeing.
No, he's listening. What are you listening to?
Yeah, expressions voice know me, man.
Turkish. I heard, yeah, that you're doing a Football Manager, fam. You're doing a watch along to graphics, blood. You're doing a Minority Report Tom Cruise watch along. What's going on, bro? How's man doing a watch along to newspaper cutouts, blood? How's man doing a watch along to Talk Sport, blood? Going on, Turkish, blood. You know what I mean, fam? Yeah, Brighton, Munich, big Arsenal, no game on TV and that, yeah. Like, what's going on, Turkish? I can't believe it, fam. You know what I mean? I can't believe it, fam. Blood, I heard it's 1-1 as well, blood. Come on, Brighton.
Oh, fuck off, X.
What's their score?
Yeah, what's their score?
Come on, Dad, we talking about.
No last touch.
How is Nottingham Forest Tottenham a better game than Arsenal Brighton?
I said this downstairs earlier. It's outrageous. It's a joke. It's a joke.
X, you must be doing a watch along. Focus on your ting, my guy.
Yeah, bro. Allow it.
Focus on your ting.
Endrick Felipe. Someone big up everyone in the comments. Endrick Felipe is the player I was talking about. I see him being linked to so many players. 16-year-old from Brazil.
I kept looking at the.
That Endrick, yeah, because I was trying to think, what's his name? I looked at him yesterday because I kept seeing his name float around. I was like, oh, is it Brazilian? Why are we not linked to him? But
can I just say, on the topic of that voice note from X, one of the best watch-alongs I've ever seen was Curtis. Was Curtis doing a live watch-along to that other Carabao Cup game last year that wasn't live, but he was reacting to
the graphic,
like a graphic basically, and the dot moving round. But he was like, he didn't kind of tailor his comments or opinion or analysis to the fact that he wasn't watching a game. So he was sat there going, "We've been poor, lads."
I remember that,
It's so good.
I want to make this very clear. We're not doing that. We are just getting the updates, and we're just updating you guys. There's
He was
nothing
there going,
on the screen.
"We're near goal," and then it would turn up with like, Brighton defend, and it'd be like, or whoever it was we were playing. It was so funny. Curtis is one of the best, man. He's incredible.
Do you think you could act and do that, or not? Or do you think you could really sell it if you was doing it?
I don't think I think it'd be deadly serious.
Yeah, but could you imagine if we were before we came in, we were briefed to be like, just pretend you're watching a match?
No.
Okay. I was to see
No,
if you had the acting capability to be like, yeah, all right, let's go for it. Ooh. Lee Jacobs with Super Chat says, "What's your opinion on us getting in 3 players in Jan?" Now I think we'll get 2. Turkish thinks 1, I believe, when we last spoke.
I think 1 big.
What was the question? I'm still
What's your opinion on getting 3 players in January? Tielemans, I think it means Mudryk and Neto.
Of course, that would be amazing, but
and a loan to
realistically,
a loan to Lokonga to Leicester. Thoughts, boys?
Realistically, it's going to be 1, max 2, max.
I think 2,
and
man.
even that's a stretch in my opinion.
Serious?
But
They
this
would
is
have learned from last season, man.
Oh, but last January, you would have thought they had learnt off the seasons before.
It's changed now. They've changed. Josh is in charge.
Yeah, Josh, the guy that said be excited 3.5 years ago.
Are you not excited now?
Does it stay? Whatever, is it relevant? 3.5 years ago, be excited. Was that the plan?
Yeah, it was just delayed. It was just this after effects. I don't know. I'm chatting rubbish. Oh my days.
He saw well into the future.
Yeah, exactly. There you go, James.
And his plan is coming to fruition.
That's it. He's like,
I, for one, I'm excited.
You know how many people we've lost since him saying be excited? So even some of the people he's been talking to, they might have believed him and haven't seen this season.
And they're gone because of him.
Yeah.
So
he foresaw this.
This is one of the topics I put into, the list of options for us, was whether we need to start having talks about the Cronkies and...
You can't. We'll talk about them once we get back to square one.
Which is Champions League football.
That's square one. You man are too giddy, man. Relax. Trust me.
Do you know what?
We're trying to get him.
There's something funny about winding you up, even though you don't fall for it.
It's the funniest thing ever. I trust you. Most of my days are coming here. That's why I'm on the list, but that's why the rap was a good thing.
Yeah, it was a good thing. Very good thing.
I think there was a day where Josh Kroenke, without saying it, almost kind of came out and was like, I'll answer. You speak to me. Like, I'm basically, without being the official owner, he's the owner. Obviously, it's KSE, it's Stan Kroenke's company, whatever you want to call it, organisation. But I think Josh Kroenke's the front man, and I think he's the one who, in fairness, came off one in the documentary. But sure, I guess anyone, you can say that they're always going to do that. I've liked what he's done in interviews, but more so, I like the way he stuck by Arteta, and I like the way he's backed him in the transfer windows. Like, I know what you mean. Kind of getting Champions League football this year would only be back to where we were originally disappointed with Arsenal not kicking on from before. I get that, but something does feel different because this has been a very clear, planned, long-term vision. They didn't just throw a load of money at it to get back into the Champions League and hold it down. They've made calculated decisions like not getting a striker that they felt was overvalued or wasn't the right person in January because Jesus was the right one for them. Or, blooding in these youngsters like Saka, Smith Rowe, make sure there's a real platform for their talent to thrive. And they've done that alongside Arteta.
So do you now think that we didn't go in for Vlahovic then? Because that was the argument we was having before.
It was more you and Robbie.
No, okay.
No, I started changing my mind when All or Nothing barely referenced it.
Yeah.
Because I would have thought that would have been their way of saying to us,
we
really tried.
It was just the Oba stuff in January.
But there was a load of stuff on. It's been a load of shouting. Is that a goal? Is there a goal at the?
A goal on Seven Sisters Road, or
that sounded like something mad went down outside, bro. That wasn't a celebration.
Someone all right?
Sounded like a dinosaur was outside, bro.
Anyway, don't know if you heard that. Sorry, weren't there dudes quotes on like this window's about getting players out and filling the squad and all that. That's when I started to think, okay, there's not. They weren't really trying for Vlahovic. Someone just asked me why I'm not singing because you haven't put up an appropriate.
Supposed to be doing some karaoke, man. V with the super chat says, can you tell why the shit? I'm guessing we can't, or the F, we can't watch the game anywhere in the world. How small are we? My God. I mean, it doesn't really make us small. It's just I just don't know I don't know why they're doing it. It's TV rights.
What was the super chat? Sorry. Why the what?
What this is? They put it in asterisks. Why the fuck? I'm assuming this means. So.
Why the shit? Is that what he said?
That's what he said first. Why the shit?
It could have been any 4-letter word. Okay?
No, it couldn't, bruv. What do you mean?
It could have been any. There's 4 asterisks. It could have been any 4 asterisks. I don't know how why the shit makes any sense, but that's the first one that comes to my head.
Goal goes in. Oh, what the shit?
Sam with a super chat says, someone screenshot this chat box and show them what
no game does to us.
Boy.
8.8k in the building though, so make sure you guys hit the like button.
Yeah, man, come join us, man. We're enjoying today. Pure banner, pure laughs, pure just topics. Let's discuss, and we'll be taking your comments as well.
Dylan here is advising us to go to someone on Twitter, but I get that, especially for you guys. You might as well take Dylan's advice, but for us, it's just it's not going to work. You can't really watch a game off a Twitter stream, and it's just all mad. Star Patroller says, you missed my super chat, did we?
Star Patroller, forgive me if you can put a comment in. I'll try and read it out.
Charles Watts has tweeted Vieira having an absolute howler so far.
He is very hot and cold, and I'm trying to defend him a lot in many of his performances, but he's very hot and cold recently.
Well, if we're being honest, he's had a few shockers in terms
coming off the bench recently.
In terms of
two times in a row.
Yeah, I don't think he was. I thought he was fine in the
Southampton was
Brentford game.
Well, Brentford,
and Zurich,
home and away. Home he was good. PSV away on the right wing. I thought he was good first half.
Southampton was stinky as hell.
Bad.
That's when it.
But there was another one. He came on against Forest, and that was one of the worst cameos I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
it was really bad.
Wasn't it the Southampton one?
I rate him massively. Both. Both. Back-to-back weeks.
Both. No, wasn't it Leeds as well? Sorry.
He didn't come. I think he did, but the whole team was shocking. Every notice. But I really rate the player from a talent perspective, so I'm not worried about him. That's why I don't mind just saying it. He's been poor, but who cares?
He has been poor. We're 2 minutes out from half time. 43 minutes in. HJW of a super chat says, I would get Oba as backup for Jesus. He loves the bench as well, as we saw last weekend.
Sorry, I was distracted by comments.
He says he would get Oba as backup to Jesus because he loves the bench. That tickled me a bit. Lee Jacobs says, the reason I'm saying 3 is because we really don't want to see another season where we look back at Jan and wish we signed enough happen too much. That was Lee Jacobs. Obviously he's talking about 3 instead of obviously 2, and you're saying we're only get 1. But with how Arteta's moving, he's very shrewd. It's not like he won't make an instant signing for. I don't think he's the person to get an instant signing just to get us over the line. It needs to fit the process, and a player that will stay and be here long. It's not going to be just a quick fix, because I haven't seen him do that at all. Has he done that? Did he do that?
Willian.
Yeah. No, he learned from that very quickly. Yeah. He signed Willian and gave Aubameyang the new deal. When you look back on them, neither of them really fit what he wanted to do. I think he saw the opportunity to get in Premier League proven experience, one Premier League goal scorer. Willian, everyone forgets, Willian joined Arsenal on the back of some really good form for Chelsea. And I think he's playing better now for Fulham than he ever did for us. So, there's clearly something in Willian, but it didn't work for us, and we went through a horrendous patch as well. And I think he learned very quickly that actually, if you can't do it right, don't do it at all. Then that's not a rule of life. But I think in football, when you're trying to build a long-term project, I think there's something to it. So. Sorry, Ty has scored with the crocodile kick, says Hazard. I don't know what a crocodile kick is, but
Plenty B on Twitch.
Isn't crocodile kick that one that Roberto Carlos did in Jogo Bonito back in the day?
I thought it was the goalkeeper.
Or was that scorpion kick?
Scorpion kick is what Giroud and Mkhitaryan did.
Nah, the original Roberto Carlos advert, 2 feet up, back
Yeah,
you man are too young for that.
No, what I did, this thing, yeah.
What are you doing about what I did? You're going like this saying what I did.
When it's that famous keeper that did.
Like basically.
That
not what you did, but yeah, that one.
Yeah, this looks mad.
This guy's gasping for air.
But yeah, that's what I meant though. I think that's the original. That's iconic though.
Mkhitaryan and Giroud's one got called the same thing.
Same thing, and that's not the same. Just quickly here, Plenty B or By on Twitch says, what was Eddie's goal like? I missed it. So he shot from the goal line of Arsenal, so our Arsenal goal line, shot from there, and it lobbed their keeper. Went off the crossbar, hit the ground, bounced back up, hit the crossbar and went in. It was mad. It's mad goal.
He's lying to you.
They're showing the highlight now. Hold on.
He's lying
Here
to
it is.
you.
On
He's
that.
lying to you. Don't.
2 cups or fifth in Europa League. 4th and 2 cups for me, but
Say that again, sorry.
4th and 2 cups or 5th in Europa League.
Fourth and 2 cups any day.
Yeah, but
So I get trophies and progression in the league. Yeah. Listen, I quite like the Europa League. I actually do. It's a European trophy. They're very rare. The Champions League is the only one, that otherwise you care about winning. So I don't look down on it really too much. But it's not. If you offered me the FA Cup and a title challenge, I take that over winning the Europa League any day. I know we need that. I know we need European silverware.
I get that.
I know.
But we didn't wait all this time for Europa League. Is the be all and end all really? Yeah.
Man like Matt says, James, do the Europa League music again. Whoa.
I feel sorry for you two, man.
Sam's super chat just disappeared, but he was saying came to tune in to watch the Arsenal or watch long, but I've got Cecil, Turkish, and James up front, better than Shamak in the days.
With his comb over.
Through his comb over. 3 minutes added time.
That's actually flown by.
Flown, bro. I'm missing people. I'm so sorry.
I'll tell you what, for half time, you two just sing the Europa League anthem, and I'm just going to go out for a little break.
It's a banger still.
Yeah, so you lot do that. You do the drums and whatnot. James, you do the singing.
Let me
then
go,
you
let me
the
go out, have a
vocals.
break.
You two do your thing.
I hear what you're doing. You do Champions League when we come back then.
15 minutes.
Next season, yeah? I'll do that.
I saw someone call it the Whoa League.
The Thursday nights advert is so funny, by the way. Thursday nights. It's class. Red Smoke says, do you think we'll go...
One sec, audio apparently is moving mad. Is the audio bless? Again, a few messages about the audio. Let me know in the chat if the audio is good again, people.
It's ruining the Europa League song. Can we fix it? Whoa.
Any reason why... Apparently the stream's kind of jumping.
Half-time, 1-1.
1-1 at half-time. Red Smoke with Super Chat says, do you think we'll go out and get a striker in Jan? Let's be honest, Eddie can't cut it. Thoughts? We're just going to run through the last couple of Super Chats. David says, ridiculous how this game is not streamed. Thai AFTV, and he's right. It's actually ridiculous how it's not being streamed. Ibby B says, favourite gems of the past, Zenlim, Merida.
Yeah.
He is a failed wonder kid as well, let's be honest.
Even when you go back, when I mentioned Merida, Lupoli, I remember Carlos Vela.
Yeah.
I think Fabregas was introduced in the League Cup, if I'm not mistaken. Was it League Cup?
Do you remember?
I remember Zach Ansel was on Champions League.
Thomas Eisfeld?
Yeah.
Came on when we were 4-0 down against Reading or whatever.
Yeah.
Or started that game, can't remember. One of the great Carabao Cup nights.
There was a lot of young players.
There was loads. I don't know if the Super Chat says 2-1. Yaya Sanogo just scored goal. Hunt says, I would pay an annual fee to Arsenal to watch all games on one service. So would I actually. That'd be decent. In the USA, well, I do really. We can go watch games live. In the USA, the games can be on NBC, Peacock, USA Network, YouTube. Yeah, the young games, ESPN or FA Cup or Paramount for Europa League. It's annoying. That is a lot of channels. USA Network, YouTube, ESPN, Paramount. Adam says of Super Chat, would you rather Arsenal win the league or for England to win the World Cup with Saka scoring the winning goal?
On this note, Arsenal this one's not for me, so
it's for you, cuz.
I'm gonna bounce.
Arsenal win the league.
And then Denzen Renz with the chat. See you in the chat, guys. That's that goalkeeper, I think it's about Hein. And big up Denzel Renz, your intro was hilarious, your most recent video. Last one, Guna Dad Super Chat says, glad we have you guys to keep us up with the game. I'm glad you guys are joining us.
Trust. Still 7K in the building as well. Hit the like button if you haven't subscribed, if you haven't notification bell on, if you haven't subscribed to James's channel.
Forgot about that. Well mentioned.
Come on.
I have a YouTube channel.
Stop eating Twiglets and fucking promoting, mate.
Yeah, start promote yourself, man.
Say, that's to pick it up again.
Would you like some?
Forget his channel. Look, he reviews Twiglets and all of that.
Please don't forget it.
Please,
Yeah.
Please don't
forget it.
I have a channel. It's called James B. It's really creative.
It's really creative.
Go have a look. There's actually where I just talk about other things away from Arsenal. But I will start, some of the stuff I do on AFTV, you'll start seeing on that channel as well. Just like little bits that I might want to like promote a little bit more, talk about in more detail. But yeah, I talk about football. I talk about, do you like House of the Dragon? I talked about that. You like your Game of Thrones.
Yep.
You still need to watch that.
I still need to watch it, yeah.
It's so good.
I watched Jungle the other day on Amazon Prime. I don't know if anyone's watched Jungle,
it's
but it's a UK thing. It's kind of like a rap man type of, you know, like a Shiro story. It's actually quite good. R.A.'s in it, K-Coke's in it.
Nice.
Score Beezy's
What's
in
that
it.
on? What's it called?
Jungle, Amazon Prime, 6 episodes.
Oh,
Nice.
I saw that getting.
No, it's not levels of House of Dragon and all that, but
It's good
I
though,
like
yeah?
UK things as well. I mean,
I used to go watch that. What's that on? Amazon, you said?
Amazon Prime,
I
yeah.
used to check that. I didn't got Amazon Prime. Don't get at me.
I'll give you my login though, man.
Love. Swai's my guy. Swai's my guy. We're such a good team.
Okay, but yeah, subscribe James B, subscribe to
Thank
me,
you.
Turkish LDN, and subscribe to Sesu. He's got a dancing channel.
I've got no channels. I'm here and here only. We can see my face in other places, but this is the channel. That's the dancing channel.
KBTV says House of the Dragon is tier 1 TV. It is. It's really good.
Oh yes, Luke. Actually, you reminded me. I am making my first UFC vid this week because there's a big card coming up. Yeah, I'm starting the UFC stuff. I've been saying for a year and a half I'm going to be starting it.
See? What,
Yeah, this week I'm going to.
you're gonna do it.
I'm going to preview the fights. Then I might go live for it because I'm up watching it anyway. I'm going to look hella tired, but I might as well go live for it. So yeah, I'll go live for it. I'll preview it as well
at
earlier
that.
in the week. So yeah.
Yo,
Expanding.
man,
Yeah,
I'm moving. What?
I love
This is what
UFC,
we're doing.
man.
This is
I
what
would
we're
have.
doing.
I mean, I like tennis. I would cover that, but ever since Roger Federer retired, I just don't see the point anymore.
I hear you.
Like, honestly,
I hear you.
no, I still love.
What
the
about
game,
bowls and crochet? You can go live for that. Is that what it's called? Croquet?
No, I'm too
crochet.
busy playing.
Too busy playing. What is crochet? What is that?
It's croquet. I have no idea. I think it's the one where it's like golf, but you roll it across a patch of grass, isn't it?
I have no idea. Darlo
Yeah,
says
I
the
don't
Spurs
know.
game is very physical, very rough. Challenges going about. Why is Kane out there? What has Spence done? Conte is a criminal, man.
Sorry, it'd be sleep chat. I don't know about you lads, but what a first half! Wow.
I like Ibby. Big up Ibby. WWE versus UFC. You don't know?
Kieran, nah. I grew up in the WWF, Raw is War era, Stone Cold, Triple H, The Rock,
Jeez.
Jericho.
Is this
Bogeyman,
WWE? Apparently,
Ricky
No, that's
Kishi.
WWF until I think a lawsuit came from that animal
Is it?
organization and they changed it to WWE. But WWF, when Stone Cold was about, that shit was serious.
Well,
Well, apparently Logan Paul's just like smashed his knee or something doing WWE.
Oh no,
it?
they're athletes.
No, I believe
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But yeah, it's, for me, wrestling is not what it was. But maybe it's because I've got older.
David says thoughts on the World Cup possible finalists.
DX, oh my! Listen, I grew up with Arsenal. winning
D-Generation
stuff.
X,
I
come
grew up
on.
with
Are you
WWF
sucking?
in
Hey,
its
big up.
prime. James Baft,
Sorry, there's no clue. I watched WWE. Big up WWE. I used to watch WWE.
China, ninth wonder of the
Goldberg,
world.
you know.
When did it become WWE?
Off the top of my head, I'd probably say 2003-ish.
Yeah, maybe just yeah, round up
3-ish.
All I know is my cousin loved Rey Mysterio, but I think he's
SmackDown
been
versus
around a
Raw.
while.
Old Titanic
Yeah,
game.
I used to have that game on PS2.
bangs.
Could-
Just
weren't there-
SmackDown was cold as well.
Weren't there
Did you
two?
like
There was two different
N64?
games. One was SmackDown and one was Raw. Am I
an old
right?
soul.
Yeah, they have a few. Did you have N64?
I'm an old soul.
Is that the
Nintendo
console?
64.
Yeah, no,
With the-
PS2.
Oh, you had N64.
A Sega Drive actually, Sega Mega Drive. Yeah, and it's
No Mercy was the wrestling game on that one.
I had
Okay.
PS2, I had FIFA, I had that SmackDown game, and I had
is
the
it.
Harry Potter games.
I'm
That got
enjoying this.
worse every
Let
year.
me take a little
Harry
break.
Potter game.
Yeah, the Harry Potter games on
I
PS2.
think I had that on PS1.
I now play.
I had
I
that on
now
PS1.
play Football Manager, obviously. I play this tennis game that's quite good.
On your what?
Say, I'll play Pokemon games. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still like do you know what? I was about to say I'm like a 5-year-old still, but I'm not. A lot of people still play Pokemon, and I'm not ashamed to admit.
Bro,
I
do you remember when
love the
Pokemon Go was just everywhere?
Yeah,
But
that was like
everyone
that
played
took
that.
over the summer of 2016, didn't it? And that
Bro,
was
you go back. How do you know the date and the year, bro? How do you know the year? Like,
because I was there. I don't know.
Yeah, that was the summer of 2016. Bam, bro, what the hell? But anyway, yeah, it did take over. I remember seeing big man walking down alleys, going in fields. I said, bro, what's he doing? He's like, bro, there's a Jigglypuff over there.
It was like, I remember saying to my mum, like, I'm just gonna go out for a walk. She was like, you're playing Pokemon Go, aren't you? I was like, I am, mum. Like, well, yeah, that's what it did to people.
It was crazy. It was actually crazy. It was a phenomenon at the time, I must say. Even I was fully gripped. David says thoughts. We did mention this quickly. David said thoughts on the possible World Cup final. So I said I think Brazil will win it. You say Argentina. Brazil, Argentina.
Sorry, this is slightly creepy. Bonzo said, I've seen James playing Football Manager on his tablet on the overground at Clapham. Spot on.
I was gonna say, yeah, you definitely do that. I know you do that.
Question: Brazil
Finals.
or Argentina?
Well, who do you think is the finest going to be? And I
haven't seen how it can play out, like in terms of like the journey. So there might be certain like finals that aren't possible. But I think Brazil and Argentina are going far. Yeah. Okay. Aqua Strike says, James, my favorite Pokemon game is Platinum. What's yours? I didn't really play a lot of Gen 4 till they re-released it recently on the Switch, and it wasn't Platinum. It was the Diamond and Pearl remix, and they're sick. So yeah.
My inner Turkish back with a super chat says, have you guys figured out Vieira's best position? That's a great question.
You're asking me football questions, and I'm just answering all the Pokemon.
I'm gonna get back to. We're gonna flip between the both because.
Well, what was yours?
Fabio Vieira's best position, because he's played out on the right.
I think he's a 10.
Yeah,
I think he is a 10. Yeah, I think from the bit I've watched, he looks more like he can do what Odegaard does in this team rather than do what Saka or Martinelli do.
Yeah.
Mimi asks, are you getting Scarlet or Violet, James? Those are the new Pokemon games out this month. I will at some point. Probably Scarlet. Yeah.
What colour is that?
It's like a reddy orange, I think.
I just know.
I think
I show Pokemon by the colours.
Yeah,
big up. Share Shant says, what about T20 Cricket World Cup?
I don't really watch cricket.
Yeah, India, Pakistan, Pakistan final.
My kind of relationship. Oh, Chelsea, you're in here. Oh,
someone said about me saying Jigglypuff. Do you know what? Of all Pokemon, I know that was a wild one to go to, but if you watch the Twitch, it got brought up on the Twitch when we played on FIFA, and it just has that. It was so funny. We were just talking about Pokemon, and then Jigglypuff got up, and we just bantered for the whole Twitch stream about it. So that's why that's in my head. But obviously, I know about all the Charmeleon, Charizard, all them, man. Pick up the Charmander, Bulbasaur. I know about the OGs, but yeah, that one was just in my head from that Twitch stream. Yeah, that was interesting. Pokemon chat in and out WWE. It's like a throwback. It's like a throwback.
I love this from Rahan. He says, you know what? This is actually one of the best streams in general AFTV have put out. Amazing chemistry from all three of you. Had me laughing like a creep. But fair enough, Rahan. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Really
I like the nostalgia. I like the nostalgia chat. I do enjoy it.
There's a lot. I'm enjoying this. There's lots of stuff like away from football. I think at halftime we're allowed to go away from football a little bit. Yeah, so someone's asked who my favourite is for the ATP finals in Turin. I need to remind myself who's in it. I know Alcaraz, Tsitsipas, Nadal and Djokovic. I mean, didn't they lost to that Holger Rune, that new guy? I think 19-year-old. I want to say Alcaraz, because I know Nadal fell out of the Paris Masters early, and Djokovic lost that final. He's not played much this year.
Yeah, I was lost, and I was thinking, what are you talking about?
No, tennis.
I'm an expert on tennis, as everyone knows.
Well, we saw from your involvement on DR Sports over the summer, you were right at the forefront.
Feroce, I thought Federer was called Feroce.
He thought Federer. So, any of you who were subscribed to the AFTV VIP content we're doing kind of the last 2 years would have seen Cecil called Federer Feratio, which actually hurt my soul.
Listen, I don't watch tennis. I'll be honest. Went to Wimbledon though with my school. Hold tight, big up my school, Reigate School. Hold tight, the gang. Had a really nice tour, really good place. I think one day I'll go there with you because you're a big fan of Wimbledon. And
I really recommend anyone to go. You should get ground court tickets. They're quite, you queue in the morning, they're pretty affordable, and just be there to soak it in. It's amazing.
Big up everyone in the chat, they're giving us loads of topics, and I like that we will gang up on Turkish to try and get them persuade the Kronkis, because I think there must be a time we can get them.
All I need by the end of this stream is for Turkish to admit that he loves the Kronkis, that the Carabao Cup is basically the Champions League 2.0.
If we do, so that's my mission. We're going to try, that's our little secret mission, we'll try and get him to sway a little bit to our side throughout the stream. Anyway, back to someone said pineapple on pizza, and you're Italian. What are you saying? Come on, bro.
Not for me. No, listen, I don't think it's this like. Some people say it's like this insult to pizza. I mean, I don't feel that strongly about it, but I don't have it on it either. No, give me some pepperoni and ham.
That classic standard. I like pepperoni on pizza.
It. I don't need too much on.
Hold tight the game.
Yeah.
Hold tight the pepperoni. No, sorry, pineapple.
I will say, I'm terrible at making pizzas. They're not easy. I tried to make one over lockdown. Shocker.
Seriously?
Like, awful. Doughy. They're not easy. Or maybe I've just not learnt properly, but
I don't know, you know. I mean, I've never tried to make, I don't think, a pizza. Big up my missus, she's made a puff pastry pizza and that banged. So big up her. We got some more super chats rolling in as well. Nick Goulart says, as a Portuguese fan, I don't think we're going far this year, but would love a Portugal versus Argentina final for the culture. Also, James, dream Pokemon team.
I'm not going to list a whole dream Pokemon team, but
look how beautiful the Carabao Cup looks there. Look at that. What a massive trophy. See? Significant.
In all its glory.
Massive. Good bit of silverware.
Yeah. I don't know. I've different. Anyway, I'm not going to go into the whole Pokemon thing. But
how did I leave on wrestling and Stone Cold? I've come back to Pokemon.
It's nostalgia, man. We're going through this. This nostalgia, man. Adam says, who do you prefer at Arsenal, Alexis or Oba?
Sorry. What?
Alexis or Oba?
Alexis.
Who did you prefer at Arsenal?
No, well, Alexis Sanchez as a player, personally.
Alexis, yeah, 100%.
As a player, like, I mean, Aubameyang made an effort with the fans and all that, and scored a hell of a lot of goals at a time where we weren't doing well. He won us an FA Cup, you know, but Sanchez scored goals in the FA Cup. Yeah, I don't know.
Big up the people joining this chat. Josh Medias here said pineapple pizza out. People just Dens and Ren's have been there. X has obviously watched it at some point. The most random people. Big up everyone jumping in.
It Turkish hating on Pokemon.
I like Turkish coming with you know what I mean? That attitude,
I got a lot of Pokemon cards from when I was young. You know, rare ones.
Do you know how much they'll be worth now?
So can you value up for me and I'll give you a percentage?
Who's wearing
I
one on the
should have told you that. I should have just asked for them. Really.
No, I know they're going to be worth something.
Who's wearing one on the chain?
Logan Paul's got like this.
In a box,
rare one.
He wears this super rare Charizard on a it's like it's in a, I don't know what you'd call it. Yeah, like a plastic or metal or glass container.
Yeah,
it's probably not plastic. And he wears it on a chain. And he went into the ring against Floyd Mayweather with it, I believe.
Yeah.
Unless it was KSI, but I don't think it was all the way back then. It must have been Floyd Mayweather. Yeah.
Didn't he get a chain of McGregor getting knocked out by Poirier as well?
I think that was Jake.
That was Jake. Yeah, because trying to draw him out.
Yes.
I want McGregor to just batter him one day, but it won't happen.
Osman says, Turkish, did you watch Keenan and Kel, Smart Guys, Saved by the Bell, and Boys Meet Girls? Boys Meets the World.
Someone needs to remind me.
I watched Keenan and Kel.
Orange Soda was the main thing.
Yeah, of course.
And I bang Orange Soda. American Fanta, African Fanta. That's Orange Soda. Fanta in this country is yellow. What orange is yellow, but it is what it is. Sugar Tax.
Sugar Tax is real.
Good Burger, though. Have you seen Good Burger? That's
no.
Keenan and Kel's movie.
Mad? No, I haven't seen that.
That movie's good still.
I used to watch Keenan and Kel, Hold Tight Nickelodeon. Touch of also says, I'm at the gym because the game isn't on TV, but I can't finish my sets because you lot are making me laugh like out loud. Cheers, guys. Like, we're just out here, I'll be honest. It's one of those streams. We're just out here. And
bit of fun.
We'll update you, like I said, as things go on. But
man, we're Jonathan, rolling. The screw in the tuna. I might need to watch that when I get in.
What, Keenan and Kel? Yeah. Plan TV says Cecil misses the Wii Just Dance days. Hold tight the Wii. Nintendo Wii was when that dropped.
There's been a goal. Nottingham Forest are 1-0 up against Spurs. Yes. There's been a goal at the City ground.
Who scored?
Renan Lodi, all the way from Madrid.
Oh, please not.
Voice
note. If they lose, voice note X. Yeah. Make sure we're ready to just wait.
Hot him up. Job.
Hot him up.
Don't worry about that.
Cool expression straight. See, people know.
316. In school at 316. Because you might not know. So Stone Cold's thing was 316.
Yeah, 316. I knew that.
But at school,
he wore it on his vest.
When it hits 316, man used to just Stone Cold Stunner whoever it was. Everyone gets up in the class. Stone Cold Stunners.
That is so bad.
Yeah, but it was good days. Good days. I remember I pedigreed someone on a chair, bust his nose. And that was my friend.
I remember I tombstone pile drivered someone and got. Listen, I got in so much trouble for it.
What are you two talking about?
Put it around. Boom.
Do you know what I did to? I've explained it before, but Mankind.
Yeah,
Mr. Soccer.
Yeah, of course.
I head round the corner, yeah. So my sister, but this when I was young, my sister come round the corner. I had a sock in my hand.
That's fucked.
And she had a wobbly tooth. Knocked it out. She swallowed it. So she's stunned. She looks in the mirror 10 seconds later. She starts crying, calling my mum. I'm like, hold on, bruv, you wasn't crying 10 seconds ago. Why are you crying now?
Put a sock in the mouth.
Yeah, but it's Mr. Soccer.
I know. I hear that.
This sounds awful.
No, this is
WWF.
This is sick.
This ain't no John Cena, Roman Reigns thing. This is the real WWF.
I don't know if she should be admitted to that. What your sister might come back to you, boy. That is mad.
She don't let me forget it, trust me.
It's a mad story still. Big up Mr. Soccer.
But some people tie the tooth to a door and slam it and
that's
stuff.
that. Oh, bro.
My thing was a surprise here.
Yeah.
You got money under the
Tooth
pillow.
fairy, yeah. What did you used to do when you had a wobbly tooth? You used to want to rip it out straight away or let it fall out naturally?
I didn't rip it out, no.
People used to do that though, that door thing. That's mad.
Yeah, was
that
but it gets to the
close?
point where it's like it's there, just like, okay, just a little.
Do you know how weird that
Tapping it
is?
out.
That man used to have to pull out your teeth. That's fucked. Sorry, random. So
Thing
random.
is, I imagine Turkish being the kind of kid who his tooth would fall out, and then as you know, his mum or dad's coming in to, put the money under, he just sort of opens one eye. He's like, I know what you're doing. You're not gonna fuck with me.
Fucking tooth fairy.
You only bought me a pound?
Yeah,
Give me
£5 Turkish. Like, what is this bullshit? Tooth fairy. So they think I'm dumb. And the best bit is, I remember being at school and everyone was telling me about what their tooth fairy names were. They all would like write little notes. Their tooth fairy, be like, "What's your name?" I'm being deadly serious. They'd write little like, "What's your name?" And then the tooth fairy in the night would come and answer it. And I once left that out for my for the tooth fairy. What's your name? And one of my parents decided to write tooth fairy.
Oh my days. Oh my days. What, did you write notes to the tooth fairy?
No. I just wanted money.
That was when I learned. That's what I really.
Fairy or mum, I don't get someone put money under this pillow.
Here you go. That money, please. But that's what I was like. I don't think she's real because
You gotta have a name.
doesn't even have a name.
That's bad. So what are you when Christmas is around? What, Santa and that cookies?
I
and
believed
carrots
in
and
that for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, but did you leave out the biscuits and carrots for the reindeer and that?
No, none of that. We didn't care about the reindeer.
No, my mum done it a couple of times, but I just ended up going downstairs and having the cookies and milk.
That's such a Turkish thing. I just went downstairs the night I ate it.
No, you know what's such a Turkish thing is
I think the fucking guys coming down the chimney. We didn't even have a chimney. We didn't fucking have a chimney. Oh, that's my cookies and my milk.
No, do I?
When they,
I imagine
when they
I
was
can-
conked, just creep downstairs.
That's a stockings gift.
I can imagine 10-year-old Turkish just sort of going, right, 1 a.m. Let's get the presents under the tree. Off to the garage, right? Come on then, Mum, you're gonna help. Come on. Like, I bet he didn't buy any of it.
I can't
Was
lie,
there anything you
though.
did believe in, like as a kid, that you thought?
What? Did anything that Nah. Like what else is there?
Well, I don't know. It's only Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus. Really.
Sorry
to any kids who are watching
Oh yeah,
this.
sugar. Oh, we might.
Yeah, who cares, man?
No, we can't
Harsh
do
facts.
that. No, we can't do that. See, listen,
I'll probably believe the Candyman more than Santa and Tooth Fairy.
I used to believe in the candy man. Put the hand on the mirror and say it 3 times, bro. Forget that. I used to do that.
Everyone is saying,
Oh,
Nketiah hit
the
the post. Yeah.
do you know what? I'm done with the game, you know. I'm proper enjoying this.
No, I'm just. What can we do?
Look, I get that. I see this question coming in a few times. Turkish, who will win, Prokaska or Teixeira? Prokaska will win. Teixeira's solid, but he's getting on a bit now, so I expect him to lose.
UFC.
Oh right.
I'm seeing.
Is this the goal?
Nottingham
this is the
Forest
goal,
goal
not the
being
Forest goal.
replayed.
That's a
Here on
ball.
Sky.
Is that Basuma?
No, that was
that
another
wasn't the goal.
chance. They could be 2 up.
Got to score
Come
there.
on, fella, what are you doing?
They got Fraser Forster in goal, man. Second goalkeeper. Someone said Goldberg and Brock Lesnar, old school. Boy, Brock Lesnar used to do that one. Gets F5's position, spin man. Anyway,
Yeah.
sick days. We got some. I don't know if we missed some super chats. I'm so sorry. I'm really enjoying this. Ibby B says, "Let's get back to important stuff, lads. Come on, be professional. Your thoughts about Tesco upping their meal deal price to £3.90. Hashtag not my Tesco. Round the corner, we have a Tesco that we visit regularly, and that is out. I don't really eat meal deals because it's cold food. I don't really deal with that. But you lot, meal deals?
I
people?
don't really. I've had it here and there over the years, but I've never been a meal deal,
Man, don't do that.
Tesco meal deal person.
Can't lie, inflation
yeah,
is
I've
mad
never
though.
been chicken and bacon sandwich, salt
Yeah.
vinegar crisps. Yeah.
£3.90 sounds expensive though. What, it used to be £3? I don't really know the inflation rates.
I think it went to £3.50. Maybe it's £3.90. Yeah, £3.90.
What was it? That scandal in Freddo's were 10p and now
they're like 60p, bro. That is mental. I remember when they were 5p, not even 10. I remember when they were 5p, bro. It's crazy. Josh
do you now remember penny sweets, or are you too young for that?
Penny sweets, bro. I'm old. I was there, cuz.
Yeah, sometimes I forget.
Yeah, I know. I'm old. Listen, I'm old.
Do you know about penny sweets? I know about
James? Penny sweets.
What? Penny sweets.
No, do you want more Twigger?
No.
It's a different cult, different breed. I actually feel bad that we kind of exposed them to
penny sweets and
Santa.
A sweet with a penny. And you just fill up a bag.
You used to load up.
Fill up a bag and then they change it to weights.
Yeah.
And then.
Do you remember Juicy Drop Pop?
Bro, that's regular.
What's that?
That was the one where you put the sour stuff on the...
And then crazy kids used to just drink the juice. Mad. Don't say you did that.
No, but sometimes, sometimes your friends would be like, oh, I dare you. And at the time, that was like, whoa.
I thought he was going to start singing Europa League as well.
Yeah, I dare you. They would have, whoa. Yeah. No, I quite like... Well,
saying that, the dib dab, this is again the crazy kids. You crazy kids at school, you're tapped. The dib dab, the powder, man, them used to like,
cinnamon challenge it.
Yeah, madness. And the other things, crazy. All those sherbets, all that. You crazy kids.
You lot don't know about Panda Pops though, do you?
Some people in the comment section.
I'm an old soul because I'm in a bowl.
Jelly and ice cream, man, like Josh.
Ice cream.
Come on.
Hey, we used to have loads of them.
Remember when man used to turn it around, bite the top of it and drink it upside down? And
they used to have chubbies as well. Big up on my Jamaicans as well. The chubbies, the little drinks back in
cherry drops, curly whirlies. Back in the day. Man.
And it's 2-0 at the Forest.
No way.
On the City ground, it's 2-0 to Nottingham Forest.
Jesse Lingard, give him the moonwalk. Give him the moonwalk.
On the score sheet.
X, you're gonna get it. Not from me, Turkish, because you didn't voice me. I'm missing super chats. I'm sorry. Diallo says,
come on, Arsenal, do your job.
Losing to Forest, criminal. I missed another super chat. I'm so sorry. Please just put it in the chat. And guys in production, if you could find it and pop it back up. Pokemon Go Sussel. Oh my God, who's making these accounts? Good Burger.
Sorry, someone
Good Burger, home with a Good Burger. Can I take your order, please? That's
here it is. Here's the goal. Oh, it's just
Jesse Lingard.
You play a back five and you've got a free header at the back post.
Oh, he's doing a dance! Hey, that dance is lit still. That's a TikTok dance as well. Or Fortnite dance. Big up. Another goal.
Wow.
Mark T, love you all. And not to distract, but why is the setup downgrade like the cup is? Hopefully we can stop that, Mark T. It's not a down. The cup is top tier trophy. Yeah, it's silverware, not shrapnel.
Everyone's telling you to voice no expressions.
Yeah, soon. Don't worry, soon.
Hopefully,
let's not jinx it.
Yeah,
I agree. Let's make sure the job is done.
Hopefully we can beat Brighton.
Let's hope Arsenal are doing their job.
We're gonna do this 2v1.
Can I? This might sound like I'm just trying to like protect myself here a little bit with whatever happens with Arsenal, but it's like a legitimate actual question here. This Carabao Cup isn't as important to Arsenal as it is to Spurs.
No.
When we've won 4 FA Cups in our decline, as we were getting from that first FA Cup in 2014 to the one after. This is an Arsenal chance, by the way. Marquinhos, lovely ball into the box.
Oh, what a save!
Who was that? Reece Nelson header?
Yeah, Reece Nelson header.
The Congo got it
okay,
back
we're starting to put them on them, by the way. The stats are saying it, but
good header as well.
Yeah, it was a good
Any
header.
changes in the second half?
Still
No, I don't think so.
What's this?
This was another.
Here we go, Lukonga. Oh, I didn't mean it. Don't.
Good see him getting forward, but you should have done better with that.
That shot like he was 10 years old.
I don't know how he missed that though. Lukonga's had 3 shots, by the way, people. So yes, and he seems like, but maybe most likely to score next.
We won the 2014, 2015, 2017, and 2020 FA Cup. We don't need to prove we can win trophies. Yes, I'm all about winning silverware. I love that, and I want Arsenal to keep winning silverware, but we'll be disappointed and then move on to the next thing. I feel like this is another massive opportunity for Spurs gone if they don't win this.
Yeah, 100%.
They're already 8 points off it in the title race. They're not playing like a team that could win the league. I'm going to touch wood because you never know what can happen. Then you got the Champions League. Okay, they got to the final recently, but you got to hope not. Like you don't want to be.
What did they go strong today?
Yeah,
bro. They're 11.
They're 11 strong, bro.
Kane.
Yep.
Kane Perisic
Fraser
led the
Forster's
line.
still a goalkeeper.
Sessegnon, Højbjerg, Basuma, Skip, Doherty.
Oh, that's first team basically.
Sanchez, Dyer, Longley, Forster in goal.
Yeah,
first team bar Lloris.
He's now brought on Richarlison, Hill, Kulusevski, Bentancur. He's taken off Højbjerg, Skip, Perisic, Kane.
I get X soon, I swear to God. Touch of Awesome says Rey Mysterio 619, classic. It's my favorite wrestler, by the way. Is your boy N says, Cecil, how happy are you to get into Brazil squad? I'm very happy, to be fair.
It's your fault Gabriel's not in it.
Yeah, true. But Eddie Militao's class, bro.
Yeah.
Ash I says Turkish. Remind Tobes he said Spurs will win the trophy.
Don't. You think I can forget that?
What's that?
Tobes with chest said we're winning the trophy this season.
He's a joke, man.
That's gone down to the FA Cup now. If they lose this one.
That'll be mad.
Listen,
and they're not winning the FA Cup.
I just hope they don't get the job done.
Giuseppe says, wish to see more Japan or Asian players at Arsenal could get cheap players and gems like Tomiyasu. Keep an eye on Japan and South Korea at the World Cup. Mino, Kubu, Mitama, Kamada, and Hee-chan. Is Mitoma playing today? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but Mitoma, is he playing?
No, he's on the bench. I don't know if he's come on.
He played in the 3-0 win against Forest Green as well. Sam says, oh, hey there, how the fuck are you watching the game, please?
We're not. We're just seeing the highlights pop up. So when there's a chance or a goal, they're popping up on the screen via Sky Sports. So obviously, if you're in the UK, Sky Sports, the news section, they're covering all the games. When something happens, they show us. If you're not in the UK, NordVPN.
Interesting insight from Tim Stillman. Oh, nice. Who says, in the first half, Nelson was coming inside with Tierney on the overlap. We saw that a lot in the Europa League games. He said it's changed this half. It's now Nelson staying wide.
Brighton scored, apparently. Oh. Well, the chat's saying it, and then a few people are saying it, so...
Bollocks.
Sugar.
Anyway.
We'll see. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, they have.
Oh, pain. Just as we're enjoying
This is why you don't voice note too early, people. Too early.
Yeah. They got the goal. Don't say who's got it. Yeah,
Mitoma.
I said he was a good player, to be fair.
I know. I mentioned just now.
Well, it's
frustrating.
It's gone against us. Well, stats say that we've had 17 shots and 55% possession. So I guess you could say it's somewhat against run of play. It'll be interesting to see what he does, Arteta, to mix it up from the bench.
Might have to bring on some of those. We've got a strong bench. I'll run through it in a second as well because some big players on there. Michael Smart says, would you take Trossard and does he get in the 11? I'll take Trossard. Does he get into the first 11?
I wouldn't
Probably
put him
not.
straight in the first 11.
Yeah, he wouldn't get into the first
11.
No,
but I think he would
be our first sub off the bench.
Yeah, he'd play a lot, I think, and he could cover for any of the front three pretty well.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I agree. Sam says, bless, Nord it is.
Come on. I think didn't Trossard lead the line for them recently? I know he plays on the left more often than not, but I think he was played up top a couple of games ago.
I think you might be right.
Not saying we should bring him in as a striker, but
James's fault. Mitoma scored after he said he wasn't on. Yes, right. I said he wasn't on. Yeah. He was on the bench.
He was on the bench. Just going to run through the subs just to remind everyone because there's some good, strong players on the bench. Ben White, Thomas Partey, Gabriel Magalhaes, Martin Odegaard, Gabriel Jesus, Gabriel Martinelli, Matt Turner, Xhaka, and Zinchenko. That is such a strong bench. But how late are you going to bring them on, Arteta? Though is the real question, my friend, because they've made 3 subs, we've made none. And it's the 60th minute, so now's the time, in my opinion. I actually want to win this competition.
Nah, leave it.
Stop that.
Leave it.
Stop that. HAC Pod says, love your work, guys. Keep it up. Turkish is my guy. Shout out my podcast, having a crack with a Big Mac.
Having a crack with Big Mac.
Oh, with Big Mac.
You're going to have people thinking he's eating McDonald's or something.
That's what I thought it was.
Big up HAC Pod, my guy. Love for the love.
HAC, having a crack with Big Mac. It's quite a catchy little name. Big up, Big Mac. The amount of chances missed, says someone in the comments. I mean, let me go back to the stats.
Migs, is that you? Asking me about am I still playing Sunday League? No way, that's
you
Migs.
kick ball?
I used to, obviously, fam. What do you mean? I used to.
Yeah, but I thought you'd been out for a hot minute, though.
I haven't played ball since December the 20th. I need the operation on my knee, but it's just prolonging it. NHS, I can't get through to them, and I'm just the type of guy just to move on with it. My knee cracks every time I move it. But
it's mad. Like I think I saw a podcast the other day saying I could have made it, but my knee, pod. I was just like,
I'm not saying I could have made it.
No, I know. It's just it's mad how common it is in football. Like, the knee injury is crazy, and it literally just puts people out. But Yeah, man, that's mad.
And they're so difficult to recover from.
Yeah.
You know Lamar, who's on DR Sports?
Yep.
Yeah.
When we first, so we met him freshers at uni, and he joined our team, but he had a knee problem. And honestly, it was about 3 years down the line that he actually got to a point of regular full fitness after surgeries or whatever. Awful injury.
Someone said go private. I did go private 3 years ago. I had it up on the knee already. Instead of removing the meniscus, he went in and he said that he could fix it. So he fixed it. But obviously a couple of years later, here I am, dodgy knee again.
Here's the goal. So apparently it's very much on the counter. Oh, it's just crap from everyone involved, isn't it?
Is that a good finish or was that a bad goalkeeping?
That was a good finish. Well,
Both.
we've got to stick with that, but
Sorry, not bad goalkeeping, but bad defending, because we had enough there to get blocking maybe.
Seemed like a counter as well, the way they've. It came out of nowhere there. There's everyone scrambling back. Scott says all-time 11.
Martinelli's come on apparently.
Cheers! About time for a sub. We've had 17 shots and only 17 shots with only 2 on target. Is a bad return, by the way, because they've never had 8 and 3 on target, and 2 of them being goals.
In a minute, James can confirm who Martinelli's come on for.
Marquinhos off apparently in the chat.
Marquinhos, okay.
There's so much going on.
Can't even say whether they've had good games or not. We don't know what the fuck's going on.
I've got to go.
Well, not a good game, but I mean, like, has he been that poor that it's him instead of Reece Nelson, or is it a case that everyone's poor?
Putting that cross for Nelson's header.
Yeah.
That was a good save, wasn't it? Not something.
I'm going to be doing fan cams asking them, so what happened? That's the truth. But Other one says, what's going on here up the Chelsea, Lewis Hall? You lot lost on the weekend. All-time 11th of your favourite players at Arsenal, people. What are we saying? We're doing it? Are we not doing it?
All-time 11. Seaman.
In goal, yeah.
Left back.
Ashley Cole.
Zinchenko.
Cole's definitely the best.
Yeah, Ashley.
But I'm going to say Winterburn. Because Cole's a pagan.
I knew that was coming.
No pagans in the team.
I knew that was coming.
Right back, Loren.
Yeah,
Loren.
Centre back pairing. I know you can go Tony Adams.
Oh, without a shadow of that, and Sol Campbell.
Saliba.
Hey, speaking of someone who you played with, Troy in the comments. I played with him for Keens FC. He says, James was always that tactician during Keens FC. Shout out to you, Bayless. Hey, Troy, it's been a long time. Hope you're good.
It's mad how people just pop up from the past. Centre back pairing, yeah.
Oh, so that's the defence. Adams Campbell, midfield, Vieira.
Of course.
So what we're doing, if we're doing a modern day.
Wait, what was your back four, sorry? Adams Campbell,
Winterburn and Loren.
Ashley Cole.
Seaman in goal. Vieira. Okay, so what we're doing, are we doing a 6, an 8 and a 10? If that's the case, then Vieira.
Fabregas.
Vieira, Fabregas in the 8. Fabregas in the 8.
Yeah.
Bergkamp in the 10.
Okay.
And
top,
then
of course.
Henri up top with Perez and Ljungberg either side. Yes,
That
people
can
might
change,
argue that Sanchez individually,
Yeah, of course.
but for me, Perez and Ljungberg.
So
I hear that.
no Willian.
I thought he was going to say Overmars. This guy said Willian.
Just wanted to be sure.
Special mention to Overmars, by the way, but yeah, Perez and Ljungberg for me.
Listen, I can't twist your arm for him.
Yeah, listen, people saying Ian Wright, I'd love to, but Henri
sorry, I loved Ian
Henri
Wright,
is
but Henri
Henri,
is Henri.
Bergkamp is Bergkamp.
Tell him. I still don't want Ashley Cole without changing anything else there.
You don't mind pagans?
No, I do mind pagans.
You might as well say Van P, Sanchez. You
No,
might as well just do a pagan 11.
Gabriel.
We could do a good pagan 11 though. We could do a good one.
Gabriel on Saliba.
Gabriel on Saliba off.
CJ asked no Cazorla. All right, let's do an 11 of the Emirates era. We've done this before. Like a year ago we did it.
Yeah.
But let's do it again.
But to be fair,
Well, if we do the Emirates era, pagans have to be involved.
You'd have
'cause
to.
I'm sickened otherwise.
you know this could.
Ramsdale and goal.
You know some of these players could be in contention though. Not in the Emirates era, I mean in general. That what we're seeing. I know it's very early on, but when I asked that question about Saliba the other day, I was just like, I believe they have the capabilities of being.
No one
Arsenal
has the capability to surpass Vieira. No one has it to surpass
I'll give you
Henri,
that. I'll give you
Bergkamp,
that. But though,
Bergkamp, Tony Adams.
yeah, but there's another centre back there.
Yeah, but Tony Adams won league titles.
Yeah, he will stay. No, he will stay. I'm
80s,
saying
90s, and
but the
2000s
second.
as a captain.
someone could surpass. Could they surpass Sol? I mean, it's gonna be maybe a few years, but Sol Campbell potentially.
Don't
the
get
wingers as well.
Saka stays. What's that? Man City 1-0 up.
Yeah,
Riyad Mahrez free kick. Saka,
Underrated
stays at
player.
Arsenal and wins titles and that. He's in with a shout for
100%.
sure. But it all comes down to
Right
winning
back, left
stuff
back as well.
and how important are you to winning stuff. Perez and Ljungberg were very important to us. Overmars was very important to us. So
True. If we went on if you saw Ben White stay and we start winning trophies and that, and he does well for England as well and in the future.
Again, I like Lauren a lot though, man.
Yeah, Lauren is good.
Lauren
It's hard for me to argue that. But all right, cool. You said Emirates era, didn't you?
Yeah, a bit of fun. When we did a year ago, we felt
Can't forget Lee Dixon as well, though. Even he would be hard to surpass because with Lauren and Lee Dixon, I think Lauren, I probably prefer him because he was the more modern right back. Not modern now, but modern then.
Yeah.
But Lee Dixon he's definitely up there.
Silver Snark, sorry, quickly. Turkish is right. We ain't got the team for all comps. Bring on no first teamers or whatever happens. You lot, man.
So what are you saying, Emirates era, James?
Yeah, go on.
People are having fun in the comments putting 2-2, so we'll see if that's real.
Michael Smart, sorry,
But
the super chat says.
Nah, it's not
people
real.
Someone said Hein goal.
Who in the top 6 would Trossard walk in the first 11 for?
Walk in Chelsea.
Top 6.
Actually, he's on Sterling's side.
You're all
but
winding us up. Don't do it.
on the right hand side, he'd probably start for Chelsea if they wanted to utilize him like that.
Is it top 6 right now, or is in the
big six, I
big
guess.
6? I
Tottenham,
think could he get to United?
No,
Sorry.
I think he gets to United.
United?
Yeah, I think he gets to United.
potentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Rashford's dead.
What's the question?
Stop that.
You're the one saying it though.
I'm not saying he's dancing. I just bastard. Trossard's on form. Andrew says, sorry, you're lucky the tooth fairy left me in IOU. Okay. Left me in IOU. Okay, right, let's go into your game. Apologies.
Emirates era. Okay.
Some chats.
Yeah, so when we last did this, we said we weren't going to include some of the newer players because
it's
we've
hard
seen enough
to.
of them. But I think now we've seen a good season and a half worth of your Ramsdales, your Whites, and all that. So
it's not hard to surpass some of the clowns we've had over the years, so a year should be enough. Like Ramsdale's managed to come.
I think Ramsdale is the best goalkeeper we've seen at the Emirates era so far. Yeah. Well, Chesney,
Leno, Fabianski, and
Czech's
Almunia.
not. No,
we're not doing Czech. Leno,
Czech doesn't. He was poor for us.
He's terrible.
He had some moments, but he wasn't good.
Yeah.
He wasn't
Leno
a
was
good goalkeeper for us.
Oh, Ramsdale's very.
Leno alright, but Ramsdale definitely. I mean, it's for me, it's between Ramsdale and Chesney, and I'm going Ramsdale.
Same. Right back.
Oh, someone said Martinez ?
But Sanya,
Yeah.
solid right back.
I think Sanya, but the one thing about Sanya is I don't think his final years were as good as people remember them because he went to City and played quite a few years there. I don't know if he won a title when he was there, but
Yeah, he did.
did he win a title?
Who signed him? Pellegrini,
Josh, get out of here.
or was it Mancini? I think he won a title because Mancini won a title, Pellegrini won a title,
But
Pep's won how many?
Pellegrini won it in 2014, and then 2015 Chelsea
Oh yeah, you might have missed.
won the league. 2016 Leicester won the league. 2017
You might have
Chelsea
missed
won the
it.
league.
You might have missed
2018
it.
City won it.
You
So
might
I
have
think
missed
he
it.
might have missed it.
But even so, who's this competition?
Well, exactly. Ben White.
Well, but we've only seen 12 games of that.
I know. Yeah, Sanya. Okay.
Koscielny's got to be in the centre back. For me.
Right, centre back. I know you're not as keen on Koscielny, Turkish. I
like Koscielny.
I think Koscielny is in
100%
there, but
Salim.
I appreciate he had quite a few. He had a catalogue of errors in his time.
I agree with you. He's in there because who the hell have we got?
Yeah, that's what
But
I'm
I
trying
also
to run
do
through.
think for prolonged periods he was a really good defender for us.
Really
And
good, yes,
and
but that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think he hit a height where he could have played for most teams. I think, and not weaken them. Let's say.
not
Not the top
most
team, but yeah,
for me.
I think he
No,
played for quite
fair
a
enough.
few.
Because you need that. You can't have Barry Ferguson rubbing your head to play and then go and play for a top team.
Yeah, but okay.
Like just rubbed your head and you did nothing about it in a League Cup final where you've just conceded in the 90th minute.
Yeah.
Are you what people called him Costa boss? If you're a boss, then go and headlock him or something because he just disrespected you and everyone.
Yeah, but he stepped up with some vital moments, even though we weren't.
Sorry the comments.
Even though people are, it wasn't. Oh,
3-0 too.
Do you mean 3-1?
Man City are
Man
just...
City are 3-0, just dispatching. Chelsea gone strong. Did they go strong?
I think they're saying 3-1 in the Brighton. Yeah, it's 3-1. Brighton. Brighton have another. All right, guys, looks like we're exiting the
Tariq
Lamptey. They'll show us that in
I told you on preview that we'll probably lose this.
That's sad.
Well, none of us were confident, were we, in there?
No.
I mean, I think we went for wins, but...
I said 1-0.
I went for 1-1.
3-1.
I said 1-0. I wasn't confident
So
it was going to
what
smack them,
happened
but-
here? Arteta will be furious, you know.
Yeah, he should be.
He'll be furious, but... You know, I guess if anything's going to tell you about that...
Here we go.
So what happened here?
Fabio Vieira's not pressing it. Why is our right...
Where's Cedric?
Cedric has been out of position a lot. Oh, big fan.
Oh, no. What is...
Cedric, you've been stinky, I'll be honest. Tariq Lamptey scoring.
Jesus is coming on.
Jesus is
To
coming
salvage
on.
it.
Thank God we didn't voice not X.
So you got to sometimes hold your horses.
I don't know. Super Chat says Yaya Sonogo has to be in the team. He's not going to make it, unfortunately.
So where was we then? We done the
Sorry.
right back.
Koscielny and what we saying? Lamptey scored, says David of Super Chat.
I don't care. I'm putting
Koscielny,
Saliba next to Koscielny.
People are going to say it's too early, but I don't. You know, you just know.
Who is it? Scalacci, Silvestro, Mertesacker.
That's what everyone's saying in the chat.
Fucking who else we had in that position?
You don't count Kerner Torres Emirates era because he played.
No. What's the other guy we had? That Spanish lanky guy, whatever.
Yeah, but he barely made the first.
I know. So who is it?
Who is
it's for me.
There must be
Koscielny
more
and Saliba.
defenders though. That we've
Socrates.
had. Yeah, Rob Holding,
David Luiz.
David Luiz.
Oh yeah.
It's all right, bro.
He wasn't bad, to be fair.
Yeah, no, I agree. Saliba is probably already. Are they saying a red card? Oh no, yellow. Oh yeah, red
It's a
card.
red card.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
for
red
Forest.
card at Forest.
Oh, it's a scissor.
Yeah, but it's a bit of
It's not even that bad of a challenge. It's just
I know, but it's
scissor.
a second yellow he got.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, they might have a lifeline here then, Tottenham.
Tierney's come off apparently.
For Marlon,
So what they're going for?
Callum Chambers, no.
Tierney, Saliba, Vieira, Marquinhos off. Martinelli, Zinchenko, Jesus, Gabriel on.
Cedric's had a stinker, by the way. I'm gonna get told by Robbie. I can feel it already when I go down there.
Seems like everyone's had a stinker right there.
Yeah.
Left
Left back.
Clichy.
Gail Clichy's great shout.
Yes, Clichy. As much as I like Tierney, Clichy.
It's a great shout.
Yeah, Tierney's not been fit enough, I think.
Zinchenko.
Monreal? Did we win? Did we win anything with Clichy?
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
Well, I think he was in the
He
squad.
was in the. He was even in the Invincible squad.
Yeah.
But I mean, in
And
terms
the
of when he was the regular left back, was he there for the first FA Cup?
No.
In the
No.
Monreal
So
won
then
the
it might be
FA Cup.
Monreal then.
It was Kieran Gibbs and then Monreal the year after.
Kieran
And then
Gibbs.
Monreal played.
Clichy's
Monreal played centre back.
Clichy was the better one though, all round.
Apparently Welbeck's
Yeah.
missed a sitter as well, or a big chance, so could be 4. All right. If Arsenal want to get their act together at any point,
I'm enjoying this more than seeing my team. I haven't seen our team lose in a while.
Let's not make a meal of it, man, because it's nothing.
Yeah, it's just
This is
yeah.
nothing.
Now it's
If anything,
now it's stainless steel.
This probably shows Arteta that in January it's probably wise to do a bit of business. You
there's
know?
ever a point to do it. It's, you know, when you're top of the league and about to head into a long break, we can actually address some of the depth issues. But
Koscielny and the BFG were a really solid partnership. Says Izzy.
someone said Vermaelen. Yeah, Vermaelen's a good shot, but he never really stayed fit enough. Scored a lot of goals, and I actually really like Vermaelen, but
I prefer Vermaelen to Koscielny, if I'm honest. But
Flavio.
right, Koscielny had the more longer career out of it.
Ibby, I respect your super chat. He says Koscielny and BFG, talking about Mertesacker, were a really solid partnership. But if I'm honest, I don't agree. They were good, and they clearly had a good understanding, and they were very different in what they did. And I think
They do each other's weaknesses.
for a period of time, they had a good understanding that got us through quite a bit. And you can't disrespect Mertesacker's career. But I never had this feeling that they were this kind of, maybe not great, but this like really good partnership that we got to enjoy for a couple
It was
of
just
years.
the best one we had for a long time, and then it got overrated.
They had a great run statistically. I think they had a load of games where when they started together, we hadn't lost, and maybe 10 years on, I would watch Mertesacker today and think differently. But at the time, I don't remember thinking of him as some. I always thought Koscielny was way better, and we just needed a better partner alongside him. But
Someone came into the chat and said, "Why are you so calm, you lot?" Why are you not annoyed?
Oh, Flavia said that.
Yeah, Flavia, I couldn't find it.
Don't get me wrong, I'm annoyed. I don't want to lose this game.
I don't know why, but
I get it, but people shouldn't act like it's the end of the world and start over complaining after this. I mean, I can't lie. I think we're better off not playing those extra fixtures in January. Like I said, with the League Cup and FA Cup combined, that's four, potentially 5 extra fixtures in January. We haven't got the squad for it. The Europa League rotation has showed that in performance levels. Tonight is showing that in performance levels. So the reality is, let's be sensible here.
Does it make you worry?
It's not the end of the world.
When we play Brighton actually in the league, I know there's rotated sides there, but does it make you worry at all, any of you guys, that they're going to be, because they're on good form?
It's difficult, but we've got a break in between. I mean, they're the ones that we're playing on New Year's Eve, I believe.
Oh yeah.
So listen, I mean, if we can get past Chelsea away and Liverpool at home and Tottenham and Brentford away, and so we should be confident going. Away at Brighton New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, away.
We'll see what that break does to our momentum.
Okay.
What's the rest of this Emirates team then?
Yeah, I've got a good little question after this.
So where we going? Midfield, Emirates era.
Cazorla,
Thomas Partey.
Yeah.
Partey 6, Cazorla 8.
Yeah, Sanchez, isn't it?
That's so good.
Ozil 10.
Ozil. Sanchez only plays in the wing, but
Fabregas.
Yes. Yeah.
Fabregas.
Yeah. 100%.
Imagine a Fabregas, Partey,
100%.
Cazorla midfield.
Sometimes I think Fabregas was pre-Emirates era, but he's not. But it's the quality he had. He can,
sensational.
We just named him in the for my not all-time 11, but since I've been
front three. Alexis Sanchez,
Van Persie.
Sanchez, Van Persie.
Actually, it has to be Van Persie, yeah, right.
Sanchez, Van Persie, and Walcott probably.
Walcott doesn't make it for me.
Who's the right side?
Oh,
wait.
Take your pick.
Saka.
Yeah, Saka.
Yep.
Haleb, Rosicky.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Rosicky, no, I don't see him as a right in a front.
No,
in
but
a front
still
three.
Left, yeah. Corner to Arsenal.
Wow, it's a corner for Arsenal. Thanks to the update production.
Arshavin, but he played on the right. He
That's
played
what
on the
left.
left.
Well, that's what I was thinking of. Arshavin. He played
Lokonga missed
that hat trick
again. All right, well done, Albert. He's really helping me out.
Quickly, so I'll always want to ask players this when I see them. What players from the past can play in today's game and you think wouldn't look out of place?
What players in the past?
Yeah.
Henri, Vieira.
Yeah,
Henri actually.
Yeah, Henri and Vieira for sure.
Vieira.
But I mean, probably like most, because what I mean is, I know what you mean stylistically, like the way they were, like.
Yeah, like were the things that they were so good at working in today's game?
Martinelli's missed over the crossbar. So there we go. So I'm just reading the updates.
Seems like a couple of chances then.
From the corner.
Okay.
But yeah, who just, you said, yeah, who fits in? You're right, I think Vieira's a great, Vieira would probably boss it actually
Perez.
in today's game. Perez, yeah, do you think?
One of the original goal getters from the wing. One of the originals.
Okay.
I think he had a 14 goal, 10 assist season.
14 goals and 10 assists.
Off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure that's the numbers. Close enough.
I think of anyone else. Someone said Song, Alex Song, Diaby. Well, he obviously has injuries all the time, but
I think with Alex Song's passing range, which is always really good, a coach that plays with the lone six could actually get quite a lot out of him, I think.
Is he likened to Partey, would you say? Or not?
No, Spurs have pulled one back. Oh, but I think he's offside.
Is he offside?
Yeah.
Yes. Fabregas question.
Oh, Diaby, says Rashid. Diaby.
His injuries, but he was quality.
Injuries were just a problem, but he was such a good player.
This is not a bad one still. I mean, people are saying Fabregas could. Yeah, he would play it. He'd be all right. Would Jack Wilshere be?
And Xhaka's coming on, by the way, for Lokonga.
Xhaka coming on for Lokonga. Could Jack Wilshere play in today's Premier League, like before injuries, like that wonder kid? Would he be comfortable in today's game, do you think?
100%. Wilshere was built for the modern game in terms of what we saw from him in his initial full season. But that's all we did really see in terms of consistency, and there was no further development. So if you say take out the injuries, then we'd probably still be seeing a class Jack Wilshere for us now, probably captain in the side or being an integral part of it.
Mad.
But the injuries kind of ruined everything in that sense. But I thought we're looking more far back than that.
We can go
They're
further
quite. They're kind of the not modern day, but
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's
Does
not
Tony
that
Adams
far back.
survive in today's game?
I think
Honestly.
he can. Yeah,
So, yeah.
I think he can.
Who'd you say?
Tony Adams.
I think he can. Didn't Chelsea win stuff with John Terry at the back all those years because of his heart, his passion, his fire, his love for the club? And this was during tiki taka and all of this. You know, Tony Adams is a guy that loves Arsenal. So
Yeah,
100%.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I think it's just, I don't know, systematic football. I don't know.
Fabregas definitely. So much effect. There's no doubt about that.
100%.
He played more or less in the modern day. So
Samuel Khan says Arteta out. Shameless.
In the comment
That's a
section,
joke.
let us know generally how, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you're gutted and 1 being, you know, you don't care, how you feel about going out the cup tonight. Because I'm never going to sit here and sort of say, oh, losing a game of football doesn't matter.
It definitely matters.
You know, but at the same time, you look at the wider context of the season, and it's just a fact that the further you go, the more games you play, and we don't have a squad built to compete on the forefronts like Liverpool did. For a long time, Liverpool didn't, and that's how they progressed all those years and were challenging for Premier Leagues and Champions League because they didn't, not just because they had the quality, but they weren't spending time in these other competitions, going with strong 11s. Klopp got some criticism for that at times. Martinez missed another chance, we've just heard. So, look, it sounds like it's just also not going to be our day because I'm looking at the stats and...
how long left?
Still got
10 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, 8-10 minutes.
Yeah.
8
So,
minutes.
anyway, I'm just curious what people think. I'm disappointed, but I'll brush this off quite quickly and hope we just go and beat Wolves, and I'll be delighted.
Definitely, everyone will be looking to the Saturday's game against Wolves. The Don's gesture with a super chat says, Arshavin could have been an Emirates legend, a shame. And I'm going to read this one here from Cash says, no love for Song, ? I think it's Alexander Song.
I really
liked
rated
him.
Song. I really rated Song, actually.
He was all right.
I like the Twitch comments here as well. People getting really involved in that question I said. Fabregas, someone said Adebayor, could he play into Modern's game? Flamini, Zidane in today's, he'd be a beast in today's football. Aaron Ramsey, could he keep up? Adams would get a red card every game. Probably would be the case as well.
That would be the worry.
That would be the worry. 100%. He'll be lifting
Depends.
people
If
up.
he's playing for England, you know, he might get away with it like Kane does.
Yeah, fair. 2 as we could do having games later this season. Okay, cool. I think there was one more super that just popped in as well. Ibi says Cazorla, in my opinion, is the best fit for our current team.
Yeah, Cazorla would be cold right now.
Cazorla would be unbelievable in this side.
He'd be crazy. Double foot, just.
There were rumours, weren't there, of him kind of when he eventually leaves the game in terms of on the pitch, that he might become a part of Arteta's coaching staff. And look, obviously you want people to get hired on how good a job they are. I think that's one thing Arteta's done really well. He's got really good people around him. We saw that in All or Nothing, and I think you can see that in the way they seem to all pull together in the right direction even when things go wrong. But away from that, I would just love the idea of Santi Cazorla being a part of the club again.
So,
Yeah.
So
He was a nice guy as well, man.
Nero says, how did you rate Podolski's Arsenal career? I love Podolski. He
Disappointing.
scored a banger.
I think
recently
Wenger
as well.
kind of didn't
Utilise him enough.
I don't think Wenger liked him, if I'm honest. 'Cause
Is it?
He should have been playing a lot more than he did. If you look at Podolski's stats leaving the club,
He
he
was-
actually had a decent return and he scored
bruv,
some bangers.
Left foot, that left
Reliable
foot was deadly.
left foot, yeah.
Oh.
I like Podolski, and to
So do I.
this day, he's still
But he
kind of.
scored a halfway line banger not too long. I saw a
on
video.
Twitter, he messes with Tottenham fans. He posts that picture. You know, he still supports Arsenal.
Love
So
Podolski.
I like Podolski, man.
Same, man. Same.
And I remember when I was at that game when he got into the crowd
And stand up on the
when we
feet,
beat
yeah.
Tottenham
Yeah.
1-0. Yeah,
You're there, yeah?
yeah, I was at that one. Yeah,
Must be mental.
He
I like him.
he should have played up front more, but you know, not Arteta, Wenger was getting Giroud in the team, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Let's have a little look at his
Oh, yeah,
stats
Samir
for
Nasri.
Arsenal.
Pagan, but
Samir
He was
Nasri
a-
for a couple of years was really good for us. And listen, he went on and then won things, didn't he? With City, so clearly an incredible player on his day.
did he really hit
Not just on
his
his day,
ceiling, do you think? Even when he went to City, I think he didn't get really utilised as much. I think he had so much technical ability, Samir Nasri. I really liked him, but obviously went to City and just won stuff. I don't think he heavily got utilised as much as he should have with the talent he has. Holding misses a header as well. We're missing a lot of misses. Let me just see the stats then. So 20 shots.
Go.
20 shots, 3 on target for Arsenal. 20 shots with only 3 on target. That's not good. Whereas Brighton have had 13 shots and 4 on target. Obviously, 3 of those being goals. That's not good.
Podolski, 31 goals and 17 assists in 82 games for Arsenal. It's not bad. You know, it is. I'm not saying we shouldn't care. I'm disappointed Arsenal lost tonight, but it feels like it's just squeezed in at the end of the first half of the season. Then they're squeezing all the other games in January, and they're bringing football back earlier than the Premier League to play the 4th round game a couple of days after the World Cup finals. No one gets to digest that, and then you can't even watch it. It's just like they're not exactly. Whoever's putting it in the schedule and the way it's being presented, it's not exactly making you feel like you should care about it, is it? It's just like, great, thanks.
Exactly what you said. For those reasons, the squeezing of fixtures, and when you look at what we hope to achieve this season in the league and in the Europa League, and with the FA Cup coming in as well, Blackburn have just equalised up against West Ham, by the way. I look at this one as a throwaway. I look at this one as an eye-opener for Mikel to kind of bollock the players that were out there, because again you've had a chance and again you kind of let yourselves and Arteta down, and hopefully it gives him a nudge to bring in 1 or 2 bodies in January, because don't get twisted, we can go January and buy no one.
I think of course
well capable of that.
I think the best outcome from this defeat is we look at it as space in the schedule. Nelson's missed a chance as well. Thanks, production. I'm enjoying these updates.
It's 4 shots on target now.
4,
for Arsenal.
I think we look at this, and Arteta looks at this as, because don't get me wrong, he'll be disappointed we lost. See the subs he's making. He wanted to go through. He wants to win everything. So he'll be really pissed off. Take it as a wake up call for Wolves. Take it as a wake up call in terms of what the squad needs in January. Take it as a little bit extra break before we come back for the Premier League after Christmas. It's just, this is the Emirates send-off before we come back for that West Ham game. So disappointed they didn't put more of a show on for the crowd. But
I've noticed as well recently, Arteta makes these subs to bring on like strength to change the game, and it never normally works. Happened today. It happened when we was at PSV as well. Every time I see it, him trying to make these impact subs, it just haven't really have been going his way, which is a big shame. And it's not. I'm not going to say it's a worry, because in the league we're doing superbly well with our main 11. But if we don't get ahead first, which we have been doing, killing off games, I start to worry. Something that may need to be addressed going forward. Now, people doing your rating of 1 to 10 of how much they care. Feel free to go through back.
We've got 6 from Arsenal Boy. Bakhtiar says 1. Richard 3, Gunas 2, Samkit 1, God is Gracious says 0, Sam says 3, Rachmadian, hope I pronounced it right, says 1, Luke 2. People aren't particularly worried about it, which is fine. I get it. Like, it all goes down to, like, I'm not going to rewrite history, okay? I want to challenge in these competitions. I want us to have a good go at all the cups. That's just always been my stance. But now we're out, you do have to try and look at the positives and understand why it's got to a situation now where, we can make these changes and Brighton can win comfortably. Even though we still had more of the ball, still had more shots. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's going to be... Owen Campbell, I did just miss it. Came with a super chat about Turkish being the GOAT. Apparently, is Street saying you're the GOAT on FIFA, PS5, ?
Streets are not lying, man.
1 minute extra time.
1 minute extra time. Mark T just run through the super chats. Mark T said, would you rather win the league or get a knockout early in the Carabao Cup? Obviously.
He knows. He's basically laying it out.
What you were saying. Yeah. Hunter says, will South America dominate the World Cup this year? ? I think so. I'll be over there. It'll be vibes. But yeah, I think so. Brazil or Argentina. I think Brazil or Argentina. I think Brazil, sorry. You think Argentina. That might be the final, depending on how the games are laid out and how the fixtures line up. Big Ash says, with a squad like ours, we have to pick our battles, and this battle's reward is least interesting in my eyes. We do need to strengthen in depth though, or even still, these players should be kind of getting the job done, in my opinion, regardless. I think our fringe players aren't clearly not to the level of the first team players, but there should be enough quality in there to get jobs like this done, regardless of a good Brighton side. I don't think they went super strong for us to be losing 3-1.
Tell you what, that is what actually does piss me off. If we're being genuinely serious now, it's they didn't have McAllister starting, Matoma on the bench, Trossard not there at all. That is what does annoy me. How can Brighton, alternate
come to the Emirates
and deliver a performance that's able to get them a 3-1 win? Yeah, okay, statistically it looks like we've had lots of shots and all that, but I've seen games where Arsenal have had 25 shots and never really looked like scoring. So it'll be interesting to see what people say in the fan cams. But the overarching point is, this is not a good reflection on players who are hoping to come in and make a point for when it does get busy and maybe injuries start to creep in or whatever. Cool, Eddie got his goal, great. Apparently Nelson played a part in that. But I'm going to be very interested to see what people said about Holding's performance, about Cedric's performance, about Lokonga's performance, about Tierney's performance, even though we know he can come on like he did at Stamford Bridge and do well. So these are the players I think Arteta's going to be. We saw it all the way back in pre-season. Do you remember Orlando? Pretty bad that first half. 1-1, I think.
I think, the start to the season has filled us with so much confidence that some people thought we could fight on all fronts. But the reality is, when you look at the Europa League and you look at this game tonight, and obviously we haven't had much to look at, but the result speaks for itself. It's full-time. Forest 2-0 against Tottenham. I think it's, our concerns at the start of the season are being justified. It's just that we've started so great that we hope that in January those concerns are kind of not put to bed, because you can't put all those concerns to bed in January. It's not the month to do it. It's a very difficult month to maneuver in. But it's a month that you can
just quickly
supplement the team with.
Before you go, I have to read a super chat because it piggybacks off what you said. Josh Powell says, bench players not winning games is their problem. They'll moan about not playing but don't step up when required. Less Jan games is good for us.
Yeah, completely agree. And this is the one you're talking about, Owen Turkish Street saying you're the FIFA king. PS5. If so, let's play. Add me up, Owen. Turkish LDN on PlayStation Network. I don't know. I see Cecil's hand moving, but I smoke him on FIFA every week. I don't know. Yeah, it was moving, isn't it?
I was actually itching my nose, but now.
What did you say yesterday? I saw you said you've given up.
No, I haven't opened my box on my PS5, and I haven't been practicing on FIFA yet. So let me just get warm on the game, and I'll come back and we'll see the levels.
You don't know this guy just plays here alone. Sometimes I come to the office, I see this guy playing FIFA.
It's lying. No, maybe. Giuseppe Jones says, I would take Lingard and Loftus-Cheek at Arsenal. I've always liked Loftus-Cheek, but he really is disappointing because I remember when I was coming through and I looked at him like, that's the GOAT, the first teenager to make $1 million off football, and he was the one that everyone was raving about in the academies. Obviously the knee injury definitely affected his career, but I don't think, to be fair, in that position we need strength, but I don't think he's the one, unfortunately. And Lingard's not coming to the Emirates, boy. That's not okay.
Wolves is full-time as well. They've won 1-0 against Leeds.
Oh, wow. David Suchat says, why care about a comp that fans can't even watch? I'm gonna be honest, I'm very disappointed they didn't let us watch this or stream this. It's very, very annoying. And we are kind of
Eddie's goal here.
Eddie's goal there, yeah?
Yeah, it was a lovely finish.
That was a great goal.
Really lovely finish. He took his chance, he took his moment, he scored today, credit to him. Again, I'll be watching the fan cams. I'm very, very interested to hear about some of the performances out there, because if it's one of those, the stats say that we had all the chances and we had more of the ball. If they 3-1. If they come out and say, listen, we actually played well, yeah, we missed some chances, but it was just one of those days, then cool, so be it. But if it's, no, look, we had a lot of the ball, but we didn't actually do anything. The shots were from distance, they were kind of half chances at best, and Brighton kind of picked us off on the counter. I think some players out there will Yeah, not many. There's not going to be any more opportunities. Europa League. Once we get back into it, straight into the round of 16, he's going to go quite strong for that.
Yep.
And then it's the FA Cup.
Yep.
And by the way, the FA Cup he'll take fairly seriously.
Listen, how many Europa League games did we have? 6. Yeah. And then this League Cup game 7. Yeah. So the backups had 7 games to prove themselves in, and the first team had 13 in the league. It's not like they've. Some people say they need consistent game time. A game a week is consistent game time, and that's pretty much what it's been for them.
Well, especially since the start of October / mid-September.
So these excuses and that, I'm sure Arteta knows it anyway.
I am gonna leave.
Someone goes Turkish doing some homework. Love that.
I'm gonna leave you two in charge as we wrap up and kind of wrap up this stream.
Where are you going?
I've got to go speak to the fans.
Leave us in charge. What are you talking about? What did you say, production?
Yeah, I've got to go down to the ground and speak to the fans and get their thoughts and opinions on the game. Let me just read some of the super chats. Don't worry, you're experiencing this team. You know how to end this, innit? Miles Away says Adebayor will be a decent alternative striker. Haha. HJW says Turkish doing some homework. Love that. Nesquick says, how's Patrick Schmidt, the goal scorer, doing this year? I think it's the other way around. Yeah,
he's not doing well this year still, I know that, but yeah, he had a great year last year.
The Kings United TV, at least Tottenham not getting this trophy again, also a bonus, but neither are we, which is a shame because I want us to win this game. Lee Brother says this right here is why we need signings in January to argument our starting 11 or 14 players drop off after that is a disgrace. Some fans obviously clearly wanting to stay in this competition as well.
Can I just say, sorry, interesting tweet from Gunnerblog here. He says, Arsenal out the Carabao Cup, Brighton deserved the win. So there you go. That's why I wasn't too quick to say, well, the stats said we dominated. Someone who's there can watch it has said, don't forget all that. Brighton deserved it. And I think that's where the disappointment is for me. That's another game where we've put out a second string side and not shown up as a collective unit. So we'll see. I don't think there'll be much fallout. Go beat Wolves.
M&I says, do questions need to be asked on Fabio Vieira's form? I mean, that is for these guys to discuss when I leave. Costa, thank you for the super chat. Last couple, Diallo says, wanted us to play well and lose on penalties. Shame. You want us to play well and lose on penalties. Bit of an interesting take. Tino says, what signings in January do you guys think Arsenal should make to help the squad depth? I think these guys will get to that before we wrap up. And Librova, again, back with Suchat, says the second string players disappoint. No excuse for me. They won't start on the weekend or play in the World Cup. Essentially, their last game before a month off. Jid says, not televised last year either. Ridiculous. And that is it for the super chats. Big up everyone that joined us for this live stream and this watch along. We didn't have the game on, but we gave you updates. We had some great chats, so enjoy that and let us know your thoughts throughout in the comments below. I don't know if I'm ending the stream now. End the stream, Dave. End the stream, Brennan. I'll let it run for a little bit. I'm going to head to the ground and let Turkish and James finish it off. But big up everyone that joined us, and I'll see you again very soon. Take care, everyone.
All right, see you later, Sess.
Love.
Wiggle around it there, guys. Get rid of this chair. No, look. What can we add to a game we didn't see?
I mean, I'm going to run through what's left to run through. Bournemouth, Gillingham, Lincoln, Burnley, Leicester, MK Dons and Charlton all went through yesterday. I would have delved more into it if we had gone through. Brighton are through, Nottingham Forest are through, Wolves are through, and Manchester City are probably through as well. Obviously, they still got a bit left. Currently, Newcastle Palace, penalties. Southampton, Sheffield Wednesday, penalties. West Ham, Blackburn, penalties. And Liverpool, Derby, in stoppage time. It is 0-0 at the moment, headed to penalties. So,
can I say, even though we lost, I'm still shameless enough to say that is a bad night for Tottenham.
Yeah.
It's a really bad night for them.
When you couple it up with everything else in the past few weeks, because even their Bournemouth win, it was 2-0 down half time. Even their Marseille win, when you look at XG, which is not everything, especially from me, Marseille really should have saw that game off, even a draw at worst.
Arsenal legend Kolasinac missing that big chance. Yeah, but this is it. They were making, they were bringing in Mourinho, Conte to win now with what they've got. They've still got the FA Cup. Listen, I'm not going to jinx it. They might do some of the Champions League. They don't look like a team that can, but you never know. But that's a big one to miss out on, because the Carabao Cup, the one thing I like it because it's a trophy. We've established that in this stream. But the one thing I do actually really like about the others is that it's not a real slog to get through. It's you basically win 3 games, you're in a semi-final.
Yeah, I get you.
And because of the nature of it and the teams that are included, and then when the kind of top 6 Premier League sides drop into it and all that, it means that really we could have beaten Brighton at home. We could have drawn, I don't know who just went through. Did you say Gillingham went through?
Yeah, Gillingham.
We could have drawn Gillingham at home in the next round.
Lincoln, MK Dons,
Right, whoever. Then you're in a semi-final. That's pretty much how we got to the semi-finals last year. We played AFC Wimbledon.
Yeah.
We played
West Brom
away,
Sunderland
in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Right. So that is the one thing, and I remember when it got to that being really excited because I love a semi-final, and that kind of when you can sense that a trophy is coming to a conclusion and you wonder whether it's going to be your name on it.
Is that Gamarash there?
Yeah.
Did you just? It's not, is it? I just look at. I'm looking at the blonde. Did you see his run up?
No, was it the stop and start?
The guy took such a run up and then just messed it all up. So that was to win the game.
Wow, so this is Palace's way back in.
Palace's chance to equalise. Newcastle have missed the last 2.
You know, Newcastle can have a lot of success now, what with the investment that they can make and stuff, but this would be a really big one for Eddie Howe.
Yeah.
Really big one. Imagine they could finish top 4, they're in it, they're third. But imagine they finish top 6 and win a Carabao Cup, for example.
Terrible.
Oh, he's missed
terrible.
it.
The last 3 penalties I've seen in this game, terrible.
Oh, no.
So Newcastle are through. Palace are out. Unfortunate for Patrick Vieira there.
Yeah.
I was wishing the best for him, but yeah.
And Palace have a cup run in them.
So what we got left? Southampton, Sheffield Wednesday, penalty shootout. West Ham, Blackburn, penalty shootout. Not sure what's going on there. And the Man City Chelsea game in the 91st minute. Liverpool Derby in the 93rd minute. So that one's headed to penalties. Liverpool at home to Derby, 0-0.
Yeah.
They brought on Nunes. They brought on Firmino. They had a heavily rotated side though. Look at this Oxlade guy still there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're out. Listen, we're out, guys. It is
what it is.
It is what it is. It's disappointing. Some people are debating on Twitter how upset or unbothered they should be about it. I'm in the camp of I'm bothered, but I don't think we need to stress about it. Arsenal have shown all season, all 7. Well, how many games have we played this season?
Altogether
in the league, 13. So 20. So we played 20 games already this 22-23 season, and we've shown that we can play well in, the league and turn it on in the league when that team's together.
Yep.
Even if we have to make a few changes, Vieira comes in for Odegaard, Zinchenko's out, so Tommy or Tierney play. Nelson come on the bench for Saka and did well. So we've shown that we can make those changes and do well. But when we make wholesale ones in other competitions, we simply don't have it in us.
100%.
So how's he going to address that? Because when I look at the team that went out today, a little part of me thinks, take the FA Cup when that comes around. If it's Turner in goal over Hine, and then it's Tomiyasu fit at right back, and then
I play Ramsdale for FA Cup as well.
Okay, sure. Yeah,
I get you. Okay, he might do that.
And then one of the centre backs alongside Holding, and then say you had a midfield upgrade that doesn't start over Xhaka, Odegaard, Partey, but is a new signing and might be starting a lot of those games early in his Arsenal career.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pluck one out, Tielemans. So it's Tielemans, El Neni, Vieira, and then it's Nelson and Nketiah, and people say Mudryk or whoever is we're being linked with. Suddenly that 11 feels like one with actual legitimate depth. So it doesn't take a lot to make these changes. Smith Rowe, right? Then new winger on the right, Smith Rowe on the left, or Smith Rowe in the 10, like whatever you want. The point is, I think that depth with 2 signings and Smith Rowe's return, Tomiyasu, will start to feel a lot better.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. Depth is a concern, but we can shore up that concern in January. I mean, like I said, 1 or 2 players should be able to get us over the line in terms of squad depth for the rest of the season. And that doesn't include a title challenge in that. I mean, a title win, sorry.
Sure.
That just means that we'll get top 4, and I've got high hopes in the Europa League and the FA Cup.
Yep. Okay.
I think that's, and then next season we really address it, with Champions League football, with that extra money, with the ability to maybe potentially sign world-class players. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
Well, I say looking forward. I am looking forward to it, but I'm also interested to see have the Kroenkes really changed.
What do you make of this, just very quickly? I know you're not always on Twitter, but this new official thing they brought out today, have you seen it?
I see KSI tweets them, but I don't get it.
Well, so now, Marquez Brownlee, also known as MKBHD, I watch his tech videos on YouTube, said, so now there's 2 verified checks. One that shows next to your profile and the replies and retweets and everywhere else. It means you're a Twitter Blue subscriber. The other one only shows up on certain profiles and on the timeline. So I think that's like, I don't know what's going on with Twitter, but they're making changes, but I don't know if you'd seen it.
I've seen that. What's that guy's name? Elon Musk has been doing something.
Yeah,
he seems to be
payments
with
for the blue tick now, I think.
Yeah, but then what's this guy saying now? The blue tick is now a subscription, but then that official thing is the old blue tick.
I think so.
Okay, well, yeah, well he's pulled a fast one there, hasn't he?
I guess.
But what do you expect from a billionaire?
There's
not many, if any, billionaires in this world that care about the regular people. You know, there isn't. No. You know, and that goes for you know, whether it's an American owner or an Arab owner or whatever type of owner in football. Look at Liverpool now. A lot of people are expecting them to be taken over by a guy that's going to start spending money and building on their history and recent success. It could go completely the other way. They could get an owner that doesn't give a shit and just wants the bottom line, like the Glazers, like the Kroenkes.
Very interested to see what the Liverpool situation is.
Southampton have beat Sheffield Wednesday on penalties, so they are through as well. I don't even know why I'm saying all this, but
yeah,
it is what
you're having fun, aren't you?
It's interesting though. This year already, Chelsea, Tottenham, and Arsenal are out of the League Cup. Liverpool are headed to penalty shootout with Derby, so they might be out. So Man United play Villa tomorrow at Old Trafford. Maybe another good evening for them.
This comment winds me up from Samson. AFTV wanted this cup thrown away. A trophy is a trophy. Listen, Samson, right? AFTV isn't one opinion. It's I have an opinion on AFTV and I voice it on AFTV. You have an opinion, you voice it on AFTV. Seth has an opinion, he voices it on AFTV or on our Twitter accounts or whatever it might be. Okay. No one wanted this just thrown away. Some people wanted to go weaker to look at the longer, bigger perspective of the season. I wasn't one of those people, but surely people can respect that. And quite frankly, if we went the other way,
what did the super chat say? Or what did the
that
comment
AFTV
say?
wanted this competition thrown away.
You see people like that, simple-minded people.
But if we were here losing our heads over it after the start in the Premier League we've had this season, and we've booked our place top of our group, not the easiest thing to do. Yes, Arsenal should do it, but Sociedad, PSV, maybe Sociedad better. I don't know. I don't really watch the two of them. But Man United couldn't get that done. So, listen, we've had a really good start, and we're looking at the bigger picture. This side is doing really, really well. The club's doing really well, and we're proud of them. And I'm not going to let this change my mind on how the season's going.
We're all individuals on a YouTube channel. We're all like look at the way this stream was. I was more interested in saving games in January due to concerns about squad depth. You two really wanted to go for it and really wanted to win to get into the next round. So I don't know how anyone can put that under AFTV and then say one statement from it, but it's incorrect.
Yep, I agree.
I think that's a nice way of putting it. I could have put it in a worse way, but it is what it is.
Samuel Khan says, super excited for tactical analysis, James. A dot. Going through on goal and misses. Yeah, no tactical insight on this one, but thank you for all the support on tactical insight this year.
And Liverpool derby has gone to penalties then. Okay. I don't know what's going on with West Ham Blackburn.
I mean, are we really sitting here commentating through it all, or are we going to wrap this up?
Yeah, I think it's time to wrap it up. Before we do, there's still 5.5k in the chat. Let me see.
I love to all of you who've joined us for this, guys, because it's been an absolute scam of a watch along. We've just been sitting. No, we've been up front with you from the start, but
I've actually enjoyed it. Like,
I've had a load of fun. And actually, I think the comments had too.
WWF and the Pokemon on your side, and
I was trying to have a think about my favourite Pokemon team, but I don't think it would make for great viewing if I just started listing them. But
subscribe to James B, people.
Yeah, if you want to see, I'm actually going to talk because there's new games coming out, so I kind of want to talk about that stuff to anyone who'll listen.
No, big up you, man. You trust me, people will support you, man. You're good at what you do. You present yourself well.
Appreciate that, Turkish.
So,
Thank you. I wish I could say the same.
Man. Yeah, it's calm. You don't need to say the same. I don't need your love. I get enough love
Maybe
out
we
there.
keep this going just for the back and forth. Apparently it's 9-9 on penalties between West Ham and Blackburn.
Oh, and Blackburn have won it.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So what is that? All London clubs out today?
That is... Ooh.
West Ham out, Arsenal out, Tottenham out, Chelsea out. Yep.
That's
today.
a shocker for Moyes.
Yes.
It's a shocker for Moyes. If there's two managers, only two managers in this competition that you asked me to say, who needs a trophy? Pick two that need it.
Yeah, Moyes would have been one.
Conte,
would have been the other.
Moyes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have said anyone. Arteta doesn't need this.
No.
Not right now. It'd be very good for him to win it.
Yeah.
Win also where you can. Klopp definitely doesn't need this.
Oh yeah, Palace out as well. Someone reminded me. Sorry, all London clubs. Yeah.
Yep, that's true. Who else? Pep doesn't need it. I think Potter very early on doesn't need it. When we say need, yes, every club has an immense desire to win things and wants to win every game. I have to keep reiterating that for people who don't listen. But when I say need, it's what's the next step for that particular club?
Mm-hmm.
For Arsenal, it's about progression over the long term. We won cups as we were playing badly.
Yeah.
I still take cups over anything pretty much, but the focus this year is clearly on the progression and doing what we can in the league.
You know what? Boris here has made a great point. A loss, but a perfect chance to play the postponed Everton game in early January. I forgot about the two postponed games we have, and now they might actually both slot into January. Manchester City and Everton.
Well, City's won't, because if that space has opened up, then City won't.
Because
they're
they're
but
through. Everton
you're
are.
spot on about Everton. Everton went out last night 4-1 defeat.
Yeah.
And you know what? Again, if there were a third club, I don't think Lampard particularly needs a trophy, but I think if there were a third club, it's Everton. I think Everton, West Ham and Spurs will be gutted they went out tonight.
Yeah, and even yesterday's, is Charlton the only team in London that made it through?
Who did they beat? Stevenage.
Yeah, they
beat
penalty
Stevenage on
shootout
penalties.
because that's the only London team left in the tournament. Charlton.
Fulham?
Fulham, where are they? They're not here. The only game left is Man United Villa tomorrow. Fulham
Maybe they went out in an earlier round.
probably did. Yeah,
Wow.
they did. Yeah,
Okay.
unusual, but yeah, it is
Liverpool
what it
have
is.
missed, by the way. Should we stay for this penalty shootout?
Yeah, why not? Let's do
Why
it.
not? We're having a laugh. In the meantime, my Pokemon team. I think you've got to get a water, a fire, and a grass type in there. Obviously, would you agree?
A water what?
You're not. No,
shouting.
Brennan, not Jigglypuff.
You need.
Probably Kingdra because water and dragon. That's probably my team. Typhlosion was always my favourite starter, so I think I'd get Typhlosion in there. What do you think?
Just give me a Mewtwo, man.
Fair enough.
Mewtwo. And who else is there? Mewtwo was the best back in the day. But, oh yeah.
I think Mewtwo probably still is one of the
Okay.
best. Gunnosaurus. You're taking a piss now. This is a serious conversation, Brennan.
Derby missed as well. I mean, is it Derby? Yeah, Derby missed as well.
Good save. Is that Kelleher in goal?
It is.
Blaziken's a shout. Swampert. Yeah, I like Swampert, but I'm not sure. Big up James. Pokemon was lit 1998, 2004 days. Old school for me, a bit like me being young, seeing Arsenal glory.
Oh, that was my days as well. around that
Tyranitar.
Yeah.
Turkish, you still want the gold O2 top, says.
Yes, I do. Why? What are you telling me, bro?
Gold O2 top. Oh, is that the away kit we had?
Yeah, why? Have you got one there? Why did you ask me that? Because message me. Instagram, Turkish LDN. Twitter, Turkish LDN.
Heracross, Gyarados, Scyther, Psyduck, Torterra. Yeah, Torterra's a shout. I think I want to go for Sceptile. I know that's two starters, but Sceptile is always one of my favourite grass types.
It's funny this because he's asking about the gold O2 top. I missed out on buying one yesterday. Someone beat me to it.
Maybe
it might be him.
Infernip's a shout. Oh, Charizard Mega. Yeah, but was it Mega Y or Mega X? The one where he turned black and blue. That was cool.
So
Only
currently on to the third penalty for Derby. They both scored one. Both missed one.
Gengar. Yes, Gengar makes my team. Oh yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
Derby missed another one.
It's falling away for Derby. It's falling away. Unlucky Darbs.
Who do you support, Claude, about pay attention to your team? We're top of the league and we're through in the Europa without having to play the Champions League knockouts. Is that enough attention for you?
But also, right, can we just like take a second, okay? The easiest thing to say is we're top of the league. We've actually made a start so good that only one team out of like 7 or 8 haven't won the Premier League from the position we're in.
Yeah.
That is how incredible a start we've had. And this is Firmino. Firmino. What do you do? What is wrong with players?
Why is he blaming?
Just run and boot the fucker. Just kick the ball.
I don't know what he blamed. I think he wanted to blame something and realised he can't blame anything, so he just
kick it. Just boot the thing.
What is he doing? This? What's he on? What's Firmino on?
Trying to think who I've got in my other Pokemon teams.
Hey, where's that guy though, man? Have you messaged me yet? Asking me about that gold O2 top. I'm interested. Let me check my Instagram DMs.
Brennan loving this in the background. He's going, go on, Derby.
Nope.
Who else? So I've got...
Hey!
What?
My guy, what are you telling me? Don't worry.
He's come through for you, has he?
Well, I don't know if he's come through. Right now it's a tease, but we'll see. Man like Charlie. Come on, sorry.
I need an
Back to
electric type.
business.
I need an electric type in there. And a flying type. Oh, Nunez, it's squeezed in. Did you see the Haaland penalty that Leno didn't save?
Oh.
We should be 4 clear. Not only is it not really a penalty,
shit penalty.
and then Leno just decides to fall over it.
It was a shit penalty.
Zapdos, a shout. Dragonite, yeah, but I got Kingdra. I don't want too many dragon types. Robbie's going to come back and be like, what the hell was this watch along?
Stone Cold, Dragon types, Mewtwo.
Twiglets, all stream as well.
You might as well pass me some of them.
Yeah,
man.
see?
Fuck it.
Everyone gets onto me when I bring Twiglets, but everyone low-key loves them.
No, I like Twiglets.
Yeah, they're good.
I ain't had them for years though. Oh, what a save.
Was it saved?
Yeah. What is that now then? So Liverpool have a chance to win it.
Wish to win it. Ampros is a good shout. Not Snorlax. Was this what a Pokemon watch along would be like?
A Pokemon watch along. There's Twiglets and Calm.
Did you know they actually do? I only found out about this recently. So anyone's going to make jokes saying that I compete in it. I don't.
I'm good now.
But
I'll start crunching on the stream. People will be vexed.
They made that there's a Pokemon World Championships. So they tour around the world. And there's commentary and everything. Like serious competitive Pokemon. There you go.
Liverpool have scored and they're through. They got away with it. 0-0 after full time with Derby. Harvey Elliott scores the winning penalty 3-2 after the penalty shootout.
Play Derby.
Rizwan says this watch along was a vibe.
Glad you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it as well. Maybe we've got to change the format of watch alongs.
I enjoyed it.
I can get used to this.
Pokemon Masters, they say, yeah.
Toby's tweeted bottom of the league. What a joke.
Richard says Pokemon along. Pokemon along. That's good.
So there you go. That's the final one done. Just to run through the teams that are through for what? I don't even know. But here you are. Bournemouth, Gillingham, Lincoln, Burnley, Leicester, MK Dons and Charlton went through yesterday. Today, Brighton, Newcastle, Nottingham Forest, Southampton, Blackburn, Wolves, Liverpool and Manchester City are through. United, Aston Villa left tomorrow. A replay of the fixture on Sunday, obviously reverse with Aston Villa travelling to Old Trafford. But yeah, our league
opened up really well for who else? Sorry to cut you.
Yeah, it has.
Opened up really well.
It has. I'm looking at Newcastle there. Maybe they'll keep one eye open for this one, considering their process.
Matt says PFTV, Pokemon Fan TV. Well, I'll be there.
He said this has been a mukbang. What's that? What's mukbang? I've heard that before as well. This has been a mukbang.
Not sure.
Who cares? We're out. That's it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Arsenal. Bounce back on Sunday. We'll forgive this one. Beat Wolves.
Don't forget, people. Phone number on your...
There is no full-time show.
Send in your reactions to the Flash Score comment. No, I'm joking, man. We move. We just longed this one out a bit more. We've looked at who's gone through. Firmino, they're smiling. Yeah, and we call it a night. Fan cams coming out. Robbie's at the ground. Cecil's gone to join him there. And obviously the regulars will be doing their fan cams. We won't, because there's nothing for us to talk about. And thank God, because it was a 3-1 loss to Brighton at the Emirates. Wolves away left this Saturday. And then it's the World Cup break. Worst case scenario, we're a point behind City. Best case, 5 points above City. If we both win, we stay 2 points above them. Happy days in that sense. To the people that cared about tonight, your League Cup dream is over. Love for the love, people. Hit the like button on the way out, and we'll keep it moving. Peace.